Challenger playoffs continue to intensify here as we reach, well, two teams that have made the top three guaranteed. Welcome to your upper finals. My name is Hodge. Joining me here, Tez. First of all, Tez, let's just throw the bracket up on the screen because it's been a crazy day of action so far, and it's only going to get crazier.
Yes, it has. We started all the way in that upper semis with Dynasty and Canaans and Zippy and Sentinels. We saw the Zippy Sentinels game here go all the way to 7. So Zippy are a little bit more warmed up, you'd think, but at the same time, the fatigue will hit them harder if it does come to play. And Dynasty did take Canaans down in 6. And we've just spotted them. We've just spotted both of those losing uppers teams go down and lose in the lowers. We saw Palada take down 4 Templar Sentinels, and we saw Nightmare take down DSQ Canaans. So it'll be an interesting match over on the B stream, but we're going to focus on this upper finals.
We are indeed going to focus in on this upper finals. And what an upper finals it is. A team in this Rash Zippy team that has gone 10-0 in their league play, that has dominated their conference, versus MTK, a roster that has performed solid and then surged late into the season with a new roster, with new ideas, and taking down the 10-0 team of Canaans, albeit I believe not playing their main roster, but still you've got to face the games on the day as best you can. That's exactly what they've done. But now they meet in the upper finals here, Tez. Both of them have guaranteed top 3, but only one of these teams can go through the upper bracket into that grand final, have that extra life, which is also important in that grand final. And you have a look at these rosters here. That's the comparisons here as to who's got the experience, who's got more time playing together. You look at the likes of Francis there, only 8 games on this roster in league play, whereas you look at the rest of that Rash team, everyone's got at least over 30 there. So certainly a team to be feared here, Tez. And I guess it's a little bit of an underdog-overdog story here, with one team being a little bit more of a wild card. I guess that's the thing with this MTK side. Because they're a little bit new, because they've got that unknown factor to them, they're a little bit more of a surprise, and you don't really know what you're going to get from them.
Yeah, exactly that. But at the same time, I will say, Rash looked a little shaky against that 4 Templar Sentinel side. They obviously having gone all the way to 7. And even then, I'm pretty sure, if I remember, I can't actually remember fully, but I think it did go to overtime. I may be wrong. Actually,
I cannot correct you on that. I cannot correct you on that.
I may be wrong, but anyway, moving on. They did look a little shaky, so I do think MTK have a very, very good chance to take this one. And honestly, I'm gonna predict for MTK. I do think they will end up winning, but it's probably going to end up going to 7, so probably 4-3 to Mistaken.
Okay, so I feel bad now because we're both playing like the upset here.
Are we actually?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Just give me my goat Francis on this one. Give me 4-3 to Mistaken. I like an interesting result, and it makes the grand finals a bit more interesting as well. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this one's gonna go. I think Rash, though, you can't underestimate them. But I'm on board with this new Mistaken hype train. I think they've got a good chance of doing it. And yeah, we'll see if that's gonna possibly happen. It's quite a fun matchup ahead of us here, and we'll get into it here and now. All the players ready to go in the lobby, and it's time for the top 3 here in the Challenger division. One team to go through into the grand final. Will it be Rash or will it be Mistaken, who look to create and start their dynasty here on Championship Saturday? It's time for game 1. It's time for Manfield Night. It is time to push a team forward into that grand finals and send the loser down to play against either Volps or Alpha Surge in that lowers final.
Yes, it is. Everyone joining the lobby, and hopefully this will be an entertaining upper finals as game 1 gets underway. And it all matters now on who gets that early momentum, as Leighton trying to find it for Rash ends up faking the touch, but will not be able to beat out Buddha this time. Francis gets a great bump onto time, keeps bumping him and harassing him, but Buddha not able to find a way to get around him in the end, as Leighton trying to find the pass through the field. Jo is up quickly though, however, to get that ball downfield. Axlos not letting it get too far, not letting that pressure come to fruition as Dynasty trying to find a way through, but at the first 30 odd seconds and we stayed scoreless.
We certainly do. It will go to the back wall there for Buddha, who makes another incredible save there, keeping that one out. But here's the pressure dialing up there from Leighton and Tank with a combination for the first goal there for Rash Zippy. And talk about Rash, you talk about Zippy, it's given those connotations of a speedy approach here, Tez. And that's exactly what we've just seen to kick off game number 1.
Yes, it is, and it's a great way for them to start. They don't want to let Mistaken have any sort of upset come through, so Tank down to the corner once again, trying to make that 2 as Leighton, the shot just off, but Axelos is able to make things awkward for the defense as Francis picks up the corner boost. Can't get around Tank though, as Leighton is also there, so a bit questionable positioning, shall we say, but Francis does go down the other end, try to get the dunk off, but not able to find its way back to the center field as Jo just going to try to take this all the way to the backboard. Does take it high, gets around Leighton just about as Francis chases it down. Does well in the 50, Buddha is up as well, but Tank does stop any sort of pressure from coming to light. As Francis and Jo both committing to that play, Axelos getting the better of both of them as well as Tank grabs the touch. Buddha taking that ball back downfield, and another double commit coming through from Mistaken, and it seems as though that little bit difference in chemistry is beginning to hurt them.
Certainly seems the case. This ball going to drop here for Axelos. And pop over to the back wall where Buddha will have that one tapped away nice and easy. Tank going to collect here and try and push this one forward down that side wall. Here comes Axelos with the beat as well. Arash wanting to push for their second, and Leighton might be the answer to that from above. Francis going to play the block though. But here's Rash. They want to re-engage in the attack here, and it's another passing play that's connecting to the back of the net. It's Tank off for the pass from Leighton, and it's a 3-man passing play that just works wonders as Rash. They look powerful and they look locked in.
Yes, they do, and an update on that lower bracket. Alpha Surge take game 1 in a 3-2 fashion, so they are hoping to go all the way and get revenge against that Paladin side that they lost to in play-ins, but as we see, Rash are holding on and they are looking as strong as ever as Francis bangs that ball downfield. Tank, a big whiff comes through, but Jo wasn't expecting it and couldn't react in time for the shot. And Rash hold on to that 2-goal advantage. Leighton taking control from his own corner onto the sidewall, gets around Jo, but Francis will grab the catch, able to take this ball to the skies. Going to go for the 50 with Axelos. It goes in favor of that Rash Zippy side, however, and the pressure is still there for them. They are not allowing any breath to come through from this mistaken Dynasty side.
No, certainly not. It will be Tank though back in field looking to put the shot together, but gets back in time. But already it looks like Rash Zippy have done a brilliant job this game at just controlling a lot of this pressure, a lot of this, I guess, possession. And it feels like Mistaken Dynasty for, you know, a good portion of the game haven't really had much of a chance to do anything. You know, it feels like it has been the Rash Zippy show to kick things off, and it was always going to be a difficult task going up against a team that is 10-0. But Mistaken Dynasty are going to look to rise up to that task, and they've got a best of 7 to work with as they look to do just that. For now, as Jo is driving back, trying to just keep this one into the hands of Mistaken Dynasty. But they've got some work to do here. A minute left to do it. Is Jo here down at the line. Gonna get this one down to a teammate over one. Butter there with a shot blocked away there by Tank. Rash Zippy look to keep the clean sheet.
Yes, they are, and Mistaken aren't able to do anything about it right now. They aren't even able to escape their own half, really. But Jo trying to do it this time. Able to get over one, but Tank was able to stay foot and able to make sure that that clean sheet doesn't even get close to becoming gone, as Jo does well in the 50, trying to go all the way himself, but Tank is on. Francis now trying to get some sort of shot off, but it's just not working out for Mistaken Dynasty. They aren't able to find any sort of pressure to be able to even hold on to any sort of reasoning of danger.
Yeah, certainly so. At time, are gonna drop here this ball, and well, it will hit 0 seconds. Game 1 will go to rsc-eu. And you know what? It was 2-0, but it felt like a incredibly dominant win there for rsc-eu. They controlled the pressure and possession for so long. And well, we've got a lobby remake request coming through there from Mistaken. So we'll get a lobby quickly back up here and remade, and then we'll be able to get right back into the action. But what a way to kick off this series here for one team in particular. What a way to get that momentum rolling.
Yes, it is indeed, and it seems as though as well that Mistaken just, I feel like they may be requesting that because they may have had a few ping issues, I'd say.
Yes.
It could be a case of that just coming into play and it messing up their chances, especially trying to get out of their own half, because they just weren't able to leave, and Rash just were all over them. They could not escape, really.
Yeah, no, they weren't quite able to escape. It was difficult, but I mean, I'm even seeing Peep the sub there in the chat saying that server is awful. I mean, yeah, you do get certain Rocket League servers that just do not favor anyone, and yeah, we're gonna get things restarted. We're gonna get things back up here, and hopefully a better server for both teams to play on. But we know what, that the peaks that this Mistaken Dynasty team can sort of stretch to here, Tez. So it's about seeing it here and now, and I believe that both of these teams are going to be able to perform to that sort of level here. But Mistaken, got to come back after that first game loss, because it's a best of 7, but you can't let it sort of get away from you. You got to get a grip on things as quickly as you possibly can, and well, that's what they're going to have to do here and now. Game number 2 on the Temple. Let's see if Mistaken can right the situation, right the ship a little bit, or if Rash are just going to continue to do what they do best and what they have done for the entire season, which is not lose a game.
Yeah, and hopefully their win won't be forbidden in fate, as Axelos finds a shot, but a great save coming through from HOUSEWORK. And now Leighton, trying to take control, keeps the pressure alive as well once again for rsc-eu. They aren't changing any sort of play style. As Buddha puts it to the side, tries to find something as Tank, the pass midfield, the shot is on, but HOUSEWORK able to make the save, but it's not enough as Axelos gets the follow-up, and they're able to find the lead once again in Game 2.
They absolutely are. The first goal firing through there for rsc-eu, and well, you can blame it on whatever you want, servers, whatever, but it won't make a difference, because even if you want to request a server change, you only get one every 2 games. So they're going to have to play it out regardless from this point forward, especially because that first goal has gone through. And here comes Rash. They're looking to put a second one on target. It drops down. It's Leighton for number 2. And it is rsc-eu who are just leading the charge, running the show, and already looking in great form to secure a grand final spot.
Yes, they are, and it's getting bad to worse for Dynasty. This has not been the start to Game 2 that they would have wanted. But Leighton gets that ball out, but it's only as far as HOUSEWORK tries to find a shot, but unable to this time. Francis not able to get the 50 with Tank either, so Buddha getting one touch, trying to find the pass midfield, but it's not going to be good enough. There's nothing coming here. The attacks are there, the thoughts are there, but it's not been able to come to play. They haven't been able to put the thoughts into action, and Dynasty are really looking to find some sort of hope in this Game 2. That goes off the backboard, and Aklos is there, and he's able to make it 3, and rsc-eu are just going all over them.
They absolutely are. It is a run over here so far in this series, and they knew this would be a difficult game, but Mistaken Dynasty have not really had a look at the net of Zippy across this entire 2 games, to be completely honest with you. Well, let's see if that can change here. Still some time to work with. That's the sort of benefit that we have to work with, but Tank, it's not going to give them any benefit. It's not going to give them any breathing room. It's going to take it away all by himself. Drops Francis awkward, but not in a position to make the save. And while Zippy is styling on him, Mistaken Dynasty feel lifeless.
At this point, the extra time and the time that they can use to get back into this is hurting them more than anything. They are becoming less and less able to get back into this game as Leighton able to get that shot to the side, but will collect. But that 50 helps them out so much as Leighton goes back downfield. A big whiff coming through. Tank not able to find contact either. Wasn't expecting everybody to miss. So Leighton will have to collect from his own corner. Gets the 50 with Jo. Tank able to find one touch to the side, but is a little bit awkward, so it's to slow down for a second to try get the pressure for themselves. Try and find something. As so far, Mistaken haven't even scored in this series.
Yeah, well, it is 4-0 for Rash Zippy. Mistaken yet to find the back of their opponent's net. This is not the Mistaken that, you know, we looked like we were going to be seeing here after their win over DSQ Canaans earlier on. But let's see if they can find something just to give them that little bit of momentum here, because they need a goal, and it's about taking it from there after that. But bang this one downfield. Just waits there where Leighton will catch and just take this one sort of carefully. And it will go over to Tank, who's looking for goal once again. Shot sort of tempted with there, but a minute 50 left. This one already feels like it's over.
Yes, it does. So they're gonna need to find some sort of answer, and even if they don't, just take this extra time to kind of regain the mental maybe, because that is going to hurt big time. There's another demo coming through, so Buddha can get this ball downfield. Tank one touch, but Buddha not going to let it go for free. It's not going to be enough though, as Rash are just all over them. They're not letting any sort of help, but that bump is going to help out. And finally, after nearly 9 minutes of gameplay, Mistaken Dynasty finally find their first goal in the series.
Yeah, they certainly do. It's on the board, but is it too little too late? That's the question. A minute 14 remains here, Tez. And, well, let's see what Mistaken can do from here. There's a demo, there's Jo, but there's Axelos with the save. And we'll go back over into the MTK Dynasty offensive half. And I guess from this point here forward, Tez, for the rest of this game, you're just looking for goals. You're looking to try and get some form of momentum rolling that you can bring into the rest of this series. And I wonder if they're potentially going to be looking at a timeout after this one.
100% they would have to, as that's another open net for Leighton, makes it 5. And even though they tried to find some sort of momentum to the coming games, it seems that it's all gone again after another open net. They've just been leaving that. Unfortunately, the pressure is just getting to them. And whenever they try to get out of their own half, they end up pushing too far. So it's just not working out for them right now. And we'll have to see if that one goal has helped any sort of mental shift. And maybe this time, the timeout that they surely have to call can give them some sort of hope anyway.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to find out. 20 seconds on that clock. The ball going to be defended off the back wall, but it won't matter. Timer's going to tick down. 1 goal to 5 between these two teams here, Tez. And, well, as much as Mistaken Dynasty are going to try and find another one, it won't really mean anything. Tank going to slam that ball into the ground alongside Axelos. Never mind, they're looking for another one. Who even cares? Jo to the ceiling, drops down. Not even going to find that one. Next game picked up here for Zippy. 2 games away from a grand final.
Yes, they are. And on the other side of the bracket, by the way, it's currently 0-0 in game 3, but Alpha Surge are 2-0 up in the series, so they just need one more win to find themselves in that lowers final. So they're making quite the run in that lower bracket, but
what time has been called?
Mentioning this series now, one more win for a series point, and that timeout is exactly what Mistaken Dynasty need to try and figure out what in God's earth is going wrong.
Yeah, I don't know, but the timeout button has been pressed here. So, as much as the players are, sat here not very happy about the servers, put it that way, it's something that is going to have to get on with here. Because I mean, you've just got to work with what you've got. From this point forward, right? And you're going to have this 2 minutes to talk about how you can sort of tactically get out of this one. But it really feels like they don't believe in themselves. And to be honest, when you start as a team just sat there, you're blaming everything on servers, you've already lost. You've got to stop using that as an excuse, as much as it is. You've got to reset the mental completely, because if you're sat here complaining about servers, then there's no better way of putting it. You have just already lost.
Yeah, realistically, you have, and we'll have to see whether or not they can find any sort of way back. I know that servers may not be what they hope for, and it may not be how they want to, but it's just gonna have to be a case of working around it and figuring a way through, because otherwise, there's no other way to be able to come back from it.
I'm interested from the tactical side of MTK though, how they're going to approach the rest of this game, because I know this is a team that they have a lot of their belief and their sort of their play style revolves around Jo and the sort of mechanical outplays he's able to make, because I mean, it's essentially a bit of a case test of, Jo's there making his mechanical outplays, and Francis and Butter are like the cleanup crew in the back. And I mean, Jo's not really had the space to do that this game, so it feels like the play style of how this team usually plays isn't quite sort of working out for them, and it's gonna have to sort of be a bit of an approach going forward as to how things are gonna work in the next couple of games, because they might not have many games left here before that lower finals is where they stand. Just to check in with the lower bracket, by the way, just see how that thing's going. Alpha Surge Nightmare on the brink of sweeping Volp's Paladin there, so they're looking in fine form on their lower bracket run here, Tez. And well, Rash Zippy certainly looking in fine form on their upper bracket run, but Mistaken Dynasty look anything but in fine form, and it's their chance to turn that around here on DFH.
Yeah, and you're mentioning that they should be through on the sweep. They definitely are, as it has just ended, and we'll have to see. The shot, though, from Francis gives Dynasty some sort of hope.
Yeah, first goal secured here by Dynasty. It's Francis with a shot, and the goal there, the second goal of the series for Mistaken Dynasty. And that's a crucial one to get, a goal put away. But as much as it might get something going for them, you need more than that, right? You need a couple to really start making yourself believe. And what you don't need is two players from Rash Zippy sort of charging you down here. It will go over to Leighton. The back wall taken away there by Francis. He's going to run this one down the line here, Tez, but so far, this has been the Rash Zippy show, and Mistaken, they look to be awakening a little bit here, but I want to see a little bit more from them.
Yeah, so do I, because it hasn't been enough just quite yet. Leighton has a free shot and is able to get it around one, and it's tied up once again. A great pass from Axelos. It nearly found its way just straight in, but Buddha had to race back, and Leighton gets it around him with ease. And once again, Rash find themselves a goal. And it seems as though that lead for Mistaken isn't going to be enough.
We'll find out. Buddha touch over to that side wall. Look to play that 50 again. Jo with a touch over to that side wall again. Just trying to, I guess, break through out of this defensive lock. That Mistaken Dynasty have been held in, and Jo now looking to try and be the key. Back over to this side wall again. Zaxos just trying to keep this one out of the hands of Dynasty, and Buddha, well, looks to try and give the pair of safe hands that Dynasty need, but no, not quite connecting with the shot, and it will be kept out there by Zippy.
Yes, it will. And they are not allowing Dynasty to get a second. They don't want any sort of pressure on themselves. They don't want to go down at all, as Francis finding one touch. Tank to the sidewall. HOUSEWORK will be the first one onto it. Goes off the ceiling, trying to stay with this one, but he won't be able to get to it fast enough. So, but a big whiff coming through, so Axelos can go down the other end. I can't find a second touch, so HOUSEWORK gets a good catch, tries to flick it around one. Leighton committing to that one as well. Francis gets the clear out, tries to get the 50, but it's not going to be good enough as Leighton goes downfield, trying to find the redirect, but not able to find the target. And Tank trying to find the pass, not able to find a great 50, so HOUSEWORK gets that ball away for now, but it's not going to be for long as Leighton finds a shot of his own once again, and it's now 2-1 back for Rash Zippy.
The life is being sucked out of this mistaken Dynasty team, and Rash Zippy are just running them over and laying them to rest. The grand finals looks all but secured for them at this point forward, and we're only halfway through game number 3.
Yep, and it seems as though Mistaken will go down to that lower bracket, unfortunately for them, as HOUSEWORK picks it up from his corner, grabs a second touch, but it's not the greatest, so Buddha tries to put one on, and a double commit, able to get that save away. Tank gets a demo, HOUSEWORK popping it up high, trying to give some sort of life to this Mistaken squad, but it hasn't been the case just yet, as Leighton, no touch coming through this time. Francis able to come and put some pressure on, but it's not going to be enough, as Axelos going himself, has the control, has the 50, but Francis gets that ball downfield. HOUSEWORK off to the backboard. Tank can get it cleared away though with ease, as there's no real danger coming through from Mistaken.
Well, Tank gonna get a touchdown field here. Axelos, that's an open net. Can he shoot it on target? It's all too easy there for Axelos. And Rash Zippy cruising their way through this series and potentially to a grand final. I mean, I'm looking at the cameras. Francis has already disconnected his camera. The tilt is palpable here from Dynasty. And given how this series has gone, I have absolutely zero belief that this is going to be a comeback in any sort of way. This is done. This is over. This is all but done.
Yeah, it is a likely game over, as 4-1 now. And it is just getting worse and worse for Mistaken Dynasty. It's not going to be enough to get them back.
Well, Rash Zippy 4-1 up, and just going to look to add to that tally. Mistaken Dynasty can do what they want, and maybe they've still got a bit of a say in this game. I was just about to say, maybe, you know, nothing's going to matter, but a wonderfully placed shot there by HOUSEWORK, and it's still possible. But Tez, I mean, they've still got a long road ahead of them here. 2 goals a minute, then an overtime potentially. It's a difficult run back to even just getting this one level. And, well, this one might get a bit more difficult.
It seems like it's all done and dusted now. It's unfortunate for Mistaken, but Rash have just looked better, even if they are complaining about all the ping issues. But I don't think it matters enough, because it's just been too good from Rash Zippy. They've been able to hold them off no matter the issue, and it's not their fault that the ping is just in their favor. So unfortunately for Mistaken Dynasty, they will likely fall down. We've got another game to go, so there's still technically a chance. There is still a possibility of a reverse sweep. We nearly saw it in that Alpha Surge and DSQ game. So who knows? There is still hope, but it's looking unlikely.
It certainly is, and well, salvage will be found there as Buddha fires in a third, so maybe some late life here at the end of game number 3. But it's so difficult from this point forward. And I don't know, like, that's the thing. I know, you know, you can sit there and blame servers, but I'm gonna be real, it's only 50 ping.
Yeah. It is. It's not that big of a deal, but
I think they've just been
players...
outskilled, to be honest with you. I think they've been outskilled. They've got in their own head about the ping issue, and it's completely tilted them out of the series.
I think as well, one thing that he may have forgot to mention is apparently he's streaming his own POV, so...
Well, that's his own fault then.
Yeah, that will make you lag so much more than just regular ping.
Well, here we go. Game number 4 coming up. And it looks like backs are against the wall well and truly here for Mistaken Dynasty. The lower bracket seems to await them. But a match against Alpha Surge with this sort of momentum behind them, Tez, it's not something I'd want to be faced with, you know?
Yeah, no, me neither, because it is ridiculous, because Alpha Surge have been on an insane run. They even got revenge against that Paladicide, and a very clean revenge, might I add, a 3-0 sweep. So, who knows, there's hope.
Can we stop showing this screen, because we look like idiots every time? Thank you.
Yeah, just a little bit. We both were hoping that they would put up a bit of a bigger fight, and it just hasn't happened, has it?
Everyone wants a good series. Put it that way. Everyone likes an underdog upset story. But what we also like to see is dominant forces of nature on our screens, and that's exactly what rsc-eu have provided here today. But, I mean, here we go. Game number 4 getting started very, very shortly once we get one player rejoining the lobby here, Tez. And it is all to play for here on the Coliseum. I mean, is there anything that you see Mistaken being able to do, or is it just completely gone?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because they need to figure it out quickly. But to be fair, you know what's good for them now, though? Now that it is the case, they've got lower ping, so maybe there's a chance.
We'll see. We will see indeed. But here we go. As we continue through this game, we'll find out if Mistaken can fight back here. Let's tank over to this side wall. Clayton pop downfield. J-Ho to pop that one up as well. Budda's going to get on the end of that touch. Francis trying to guide this one back. Let's see what Mistaken Dynasty can do when their backs are well and truly against the wall. Leighton going to let that one drop. Tank over the top of Budda. And Rash, they've got multiple opportunities to close out this game. They've gone pretty perfect through the entire league play. 10-0 as their record, and they've been pretty good today here as well. Game 7 against Fort Templar, and potentially a sweep against this, but Francis wants to say otherwise, and that is a brilliant shot to try and bring back some form of momentum.
Yes, it is. He's able to get around Leighton just about, who was left like a sitting duck in goal. He couldn't do anything about that one. But now, Mistaken, they are going to want to find one back. And J-O again finds a second for Mistaken. And they're able to give themselves a cushion for the first time.
They absolutely are. Mistaken Dynasty. It's only the start. And they're going to need a lot more where that came from. But they've got a lead to work with now. And now it's time for them to show what they can do with it here. 4 minutes still left on that clock, or just under. And it will be over into the hands of Axlos. He's going to try and pry this one away. It's going to drop down there for Leighton, try and put the shot together. Axlos with a re-intervention, but back down the other side, where Tank will meet it in the midfield. And J-O going to pop this one up. And for Rash, it's about, you know, keeping things calm, not trying to get overconfident, just remembering what's got you to this point already. A Mistaken, it's, well, essentially, you're seeing red. You know, you're angry with how this series has gone. You want to try and show why you are this good, why you can launch yourself into that grand finals, why you can reverse sweep from this point, because what a magical result that would be from this point forward here, Tez. They've got to make themselves believe, they've got to make us believe, they've got to make everyone believe.
Yes, they do, and right now, there is technically hope they could go on to win this one. That shot just off the bar, but are not able to get the follow-up on target, so Leighton can go downfield, can go all the way, but HOUSEWORK just about able to stop that one off the line. Tank not able to get around HOUSEWORK either, so this ball is back in the orange half, and you have to think maybe they can go all the way, but Francis picking this up from the backboard, trying to go all the way himself, gets it off to HOUSEWORK. So we'll have to see, can they go? There's a demo in the back line as well, and it does find its way to roll in. And HOUSEWORK, even though he was demoed, he does get credit for the third. And Mistaken have maybe taken a game finally.
Maybe. Mistaken have a way back into this series. But it's only the start, and they've got to take it game by game. Let's see what kind of mental these guys have got and what kind of response Rash are offering to give Axlos. Corner double back in field over to Leighton. Trying to put the shot together, but well defended here by Dynasty. It's Francis with a reset. Not a lot of boost though. Just going to try and fake that one low. Leighton reads it perfectly. Now over to HOUSEWORK. Tank blocking the corner there. Bumped out the way. Buddha. The delayed flip there. Just going to catch him off guard. And Leighton now trying to pick this one past the defense. But it's not going to be as easy as that for Dynasty. Rash Zippy back on the board.
Yeah, and they are not going to give this game away too easily. And they are not going to let them have any sort of clean sheet to, you know, make it be like, oh yeah, it was the server. But so far, that net is wide open again, and just about able to get back is HOUSEWORK, and the team pinch goes downfield. Tank will take a touch, gonna take it high as well, try to get over Francis, does well, sets up Axlos, and maybe there is time yet for an equalizer. The shot from Tank is on, but Francis will be able to get back to it in time. But can Tank set up Leighton? HOUSEWORK, a good save once again, and now the pressure is building for Rash Zippy. Can they find something? A reset from Tank, tries to go back midfield, but the bump on Leighton means no follow-up can come through. A minute remaining, and Rash are wanting to find an equalizer here. They need to find two, and they very well could, but they'll have to get one soon.
Certainly will. 40 seconds remaining here before Mistaken Dynasty brought things back here in game number 4 and have held on to their upper bracket. What a second life, if you will. Tank trying to hassle for those bumps. Leighton trying to flick it around. But saved away by Francis. Down the other end by HOUSEWORK. It's magical there from Mistaken. And, well, so is the fact that they're still holding on in this series, to be honest with you. If they come back from this, it's amazing, amazing mental resilience here to Zeke. And Dynasty looking like they're going to take game number 4 and give themselves a lifeline for the remainder of this series.
Yeah, and the first game is normally the hardest to get in a reverse sweep, but they will need to keep that pressure alive if they want to have any hope of it coming to light. As that ball gets pushed back to the midfield, Francis can get it cleared away. A team bump there, but it ends up helping them out. Nearly an own goal as that goes off the bar. Tank trying to fake out the defender, but it won't be the case. And this ball just needs to drop, and it will likely. And Dynasty will be able to take their first game finally after so long and so many complaints, but they do finally take game 4, and who knows, maybe the start of something special.
Maybe the start of a redemption story, but who knows from this point forward here. Anything can happen. And, well, 5 more minutes here for Mistaken Dynasty to, I guess, give themselves more opportunities to close out this series. But they've got to bring it back, right? They went down 3-0, and it's quite the marathon to go all the way to game 7 and get the win from here. But you start winning a couple more, you start believing, you start putting the other team on the back foot, it becomes a little bit more possible here, Tez. I don't know, is this just like the biggest ball knowledge prediction ever from us? Who knows? Who knows?
Imagine, it would be hilarious.
Reverse sweep.
It would be hilarious I don't think it'll happen, but it would be absolutely incredible if it does, because, like, the start of this was going so poorly. Everything was going wrong for Mistaken Dynasty.
It was the
And
servers,
if they...
bro. Calm down. It was the servers.
And if they can pull it back, not only will it make our predictions seem like we just came out of absolutely nowhere and predicted like gods, but it will also be a case of them thinking them just being able to hold on out of nothing.
Well, game number 5, here we go. And can Dynasty hold on for another 5 minutes? Or will Rash Zippy close the series? That's a bit of a horrendous whiff from everyone involved. And it will be cleared away momentarily. Francis trying to hunt for that bump onto Tank, who will stay grounded in this corner. And it will be Butter who re-intervenes, looking for that double tap cleared away. Francis up for this one, got a clean beat. The last defender sort of demoed there, but there's 2 more where that came from, and Mistaken, their attack is going to be quietened down for a second. And Butter with a touch back over to Tank. Going to look to try and get this one front and center here for a teammate. Off of the ceiling he goes, and it'll be Francis now who's going to try and cut this one back over to his teammate, who gets an amazing bang downfield here, but with all the attacks that we've seen from Mistaken in the first minute, not quite able to find a goal. Can Rash turn the tides and break free? Or is this going to be Mistaken who look to continue to pile on this pressure?
Who knows, as Buddha, trying to keep that pressure alive. Tank does well to get great control of that ball as it goes back downfield to the other side. Axelos just going to get a clear out. Gets a demo as well. Jo following it up. Will be able to stay on this too. Gets it around Leighton. Is going to try find a pass midfield, but it's not able to come. The net could be wide open, but Leighton doesn't have the boost to get the power on the shot. And Mistaken are able to hold on, and this game stays scoreless.
Certainly are. And well, Leighton's going to try and change that back over to Tank. Francis with the cover for the back wall. And Buddha will just get a slight touch there. Leighton hovering around this side wall. Back over to Axelos. Tank going to get a touch of that back wall as well. Play the fake. No teammate there to really capitalize though. Here we go. 3 minutes still remaining here, Tez. And that's a great infield pinch there. Buddha had to keep his wits about him. Certainly did. Axelos is just hunting for these demos, making it so difficult for MTK to deal with this pressure, but they're doing such a great job of it for the time being.
Yes, they are. They're able to hold off any sort of danger, but does not mean it's all gone just yet, as Tank trying to grab a bump off of Buddha as well. This ball still stuck in the blue corner. Jo finally gets a clear out. Tank up very early, but decides to just fall back down with the ball. Goes and takes control, but the clear out now from Axelos finds Tank actually. The pop off the bar. Francis with a great save. And they hold on for now as Rash are trying to put this one to bed at Beckwith. But Tank taking control, grabs one touch, but it does get cleared away eventually. And it seems as though both sides just hoping and praying that this they're able to find the deadlock breaker.
Looked like the ball was like a hot potato there for a second. Everyone was like trying to avoid it almost. But it will be kept up there by Tank, but back out to this corner, and Mistaken is continuing their hunt for that goal. The demo going to allow them potentially some space, but no, Leighton there quick and early. Francis with that challenge. Jo now with the chance to put this one towards target, looking for the double. Kept out though, not quite going to make the connection that he needed to. And it was a difficult angle, but Buddha now going to try and give them another chance to work with here. Francis just cutting that one back. That's a pop up there, and he's going to look to guide that one infield to a teammate. Tank from this side wall, going to look for the back wall, maybe just looking to go for goal. But 1 minute left here, Tez, and still no goals from either side.
Not quite yet. Buddha gets the dunk off Tank, so now the pressure is in favor of Mistaken. A bump comes through as well, but it does get cleared away. And a little bit of boom ball action just kind of coming through. One touch games. And if that ball was just on target, that could have been it. That could have been the winner to set you on to Neo Tokyo, but the shot is on now down the other end, and Axlos may have just given the winner for Rash Zippy and may be the reason they make the grand finals.
An infield from Tank and a shot from Axlos. Could that be good enough to sort of get this one over the line here for Rash Zippy and secure them their spot in the grand finals of RSC Challenger here in RSC 18? 30 seconds still left for Mistaken to answer the call. And it will drop here for Leighton. He's just looking to stall a little bit of that, more of that time off of that clock. But, well, everyone's going to go for it, but no one's going to get it. Leighton slams the door shut in Dynasty's face, all by himself. Challenge and try as you might, you won't get anything on it. Leighton finding the goal. That brings Rash Zippy to the grand finals here in Challenger.
Yep, and now Mistaken have to face Alpha Surge Nightmare. And they are gonna need to find some sort of mental change, because otherwise that could be dangerous. But there is technically still a chance that this goes to overtime.
Maybe.
Extremely unlikely. They need a very good kickoff, but there is still a chance. This is one of those 1% chance, 99% faith moments right here. And they're gonna need all the faith they can get as that ball bounces. And now Buddha could go the other way. Jo is up, finds one touch to the sidewall, but it's not going to be enough as Tank sets it down. And Rash Zippy do go all the way to grand finals.
They absolutely do. A deserving win there for Rash Zippy. The 10-0 team will not lose those. And, well, an amazing series from those three players right there. Winning out the series 4-1. A grand finals for them on the horizon in the next few hours here. And, well, I mean, if we have a look at the post-series stats here, Tez, this one at the start really didn't feel close. Mistaken sort of, gave it their all in the second half of the series, but it wasn't quite enough. And in the end, it was Rash Zippy who walked away with a series win.
Yes, it was. And the series MVP goes in favor of Tank. Honestly, I'm not that surprised. That he very well deserved it. 4 assists, 8 saves, 4 goals, 2k points, and a well-deserved win for them, and a well-deserved series MVP. And we'll have to see, can they keep that going? They have an hour break, so maybe that will actually hurt them more than anything, cool them down a little bit. As we will see Mistaken Dynasty face Alpha Surge Nightmare in that lower finals. A way to try and give them some sort of relief. Mistaken wanting a chance to get revenge maybe on this Rash side. And Alpha Surge to continue that insane lower bracket run. And we will see how that goes very, very shortly. But firstly, we will go on a little break. So don't go too far, and we'll see you very, very soon.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. We're the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
This is trophi.ai, an AI Rocket League coach, and it's absolutely crazy what you can do with this. If you've ever heard of ballchasing.com, it's a lot like that, but on steroids.
You can press P and a pro demo will come up, and this is what's so cool and so unique about Trophi, is that this is not seen anywhere else, and it's just a great way to kind of show you how to do a training pack without having to side by side watch a YouTube video.
And this is actually really cool. Training paths. So you basically, you know the skill trees from Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man, Sekiro, you know that sort of games where you have to, you get skill points, use them, you unlock new skills. This is sort of very similar, but instead of actually getting skill points, you're actually doing the mechs. And also a cool feature as well, guys, watch this. You can slow it down. You can actually slow-mo it like this. So if you're really struggling, what you need to do, you can actually look for yourself and just have a look at the exact sort of movements that you're doing there. Look, it's really cool. I really like it. And
Alongside helping with mechanics, it also has a feature that analyzes any of your saved replays. That way you can see what you're doing well and what you need to improve on. It even has this cool post-game analysis that you can see stats from the game you just played.
welcome back. We are here on the main stream. We have the lower grand final. I have the stream open on my second monitor so I can hear myself. I am Veiled, and joining me here is Blake. We're ready to get into this lower final here, Blake.
Good evening, Bale. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Just came from the from the B stream where I was just casting Nightmare, and they were playing absolutely insane. Saw on the main stream that this mistaken team was Dynasty was not having the best time in the upper finals. So gonna be interesting to see how that turns out here in the lower bracket. Winner of this one will go to grand final, where they'll be facing Zippy, that just beat out Dynasty up in the upper bracket. So looking to get into that one. But Blake, what do you think of this matchup here? What are you expecting to see here today?
So obviously, it was a little bit of a walkover in terms of the strength of Zippy compared to Dynasty, especially in that last one, 4-1. Although you got to say, sorry, that Dynasty have just come off of the back of 5 games, so maybe they're going to be a little bit warmer. It depends how much warm up that this Alpha Surge Nightmare team has done. It's going to be hard to say, but it was a tough game for Dynasty in that last series.
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was. And while we're getting everything set up, I can give you my 2 cents. Nightmare was playing absolutely insane. I think the team names in the match lobby is actually a bit wrong. I don't know if we're gonna have to remake that. I'll let production figure that out. But yeah, Nightmare was absolutely dominating there. And I was backing them to have a 3-2 win in that one. They ended up completely sweeping it, basically speed running through that series. And Dynasty, well, they're gonna need to bring their A game to this series. They need to start off playing strong, or else this is gonna slip away from them as well. Because, yeah,
The good
Nightmare
thing
was
is we
playing insane.
are, well, as I said, the good thing is we are going to the distance. So Nightmare's little 3-0 could have, if it was a game 7, Polida might have been able to go 4-3. Very doubtful based on how dominant that Nightmare game was. But Dynasty have just played themselves a game 7, so maybe a little bit more used to it. Maybe that will give them some kind of advantage, but only time will tell on this one. So Veiled, what do you think what's your prediction for this series?
Well, last time I predicted on this Nightmare team, I predicted them to win in game 5. Now we're in a best of 7. And last time they just ended up sweeping. You know what? I think if I predict them to get the 4-3 win here, we might just see a 4-0. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to say 4-0 to Nightmare here.
You're going to go
4-3, sorry, 4-3.
I was going to say, you're going to go a full series, full 7. I'm giving the game to Nightmare, but maybe not in as close fashion. I'm going to go 4-2. I do give Dynasty some props for getting to this lower finals, but this Nightmare team have had a very, very good run through this lower bracket. Obviously, they've had to play a few more games than Dynasty, but they've got through everyone that got in front of them, so I'm going to back them in 6 on this occasion. We are going to let production deal with this because that's all fun. But yeah, let's just talk about Zippy for a second, because 4-1. Obviously they went 10-0 in the league play. Now storming through the upper bracket. I mean, Sentinels went to 7, but unfortunately Sentinels then had to fall to Polida in the lower quarterfinals. But Zippy doing exactly what they need to up until this point. What do you think Nightmare needs to do similar to Zippy to try and get the same result?
Yeah, maybe. It's going to be a battle of attrition here. Nightmare is going to be bringing the absolute steamrolling that they've had throughout this lower bracket. Well, I say steamrolling. They had 2 game 5s and then a game 3 where they won. But they have the momentum on their side. Of course, Dynasty also had a bit of momentum in the upper bracket, which you said. They've had breaks in between. So question's gonna be, is it gonna be Nightmare through their sheer momentum they've been rolling on, and even from the last series? Or is it gonna be Dynasty that can use the couple of breaks that they've had in between the series and can maybe bring a breath of fresh air into this game and just knock Nightmare out in the early games and take the early lead?
well, regardless of what happens, they're both in this position for a reason. Both of them now officially making top 3. So I think no matter which way this series goes in the end of it, both teams have definitely got quite a good series to be proud of.
Yeah, definitely. Can you just quickly say your prediction again? Because
Oh yeah,
prediction
yeah,
production didn't really catch it.
it's alright. My prediction was 4-2 to Nightmare.
Thank you very much. And
No
I
problem.
believe the lobby is getting set up here. We have everything is working as intently. We're just waiting for one more team, I believe, and then we can get ready to start in. Yeah, we're already getting delayed a little bit, so I think we're gonna skip all the team stats, all the playoffs things. As soon as we get the last team in this lobby, we're gonna get straight into the matchup. So just hang on with us for a second while we get everything ready here. But yeah, Blake, we've talked a lot, but give me your last thoughts as the team just joined. Tell me,
My
what do you
last
think we're gonna see in
thought.
game 1? Specific.
Well, hopefully we see a close game. The last thing I want is for someone to go and smash everyone up. I'm just looking at some of the talent predictions, and no one. Well, Tez was the only person that had Alpha Surge Nightmare making top 3. Styx gave him a little bit more, but everyone else had him going out 5 to 6. So they have massively overperformed the talent, but but you can tell Dynasty a little bit more up in the favor, which means we've actually gone against our talent predictions, which is unusual. But I don't know. I've just got a feeling this Nightmare team has been incredible in this lower bracket up until this point.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some funny predictions. I mean, but you also see Nightmare. Pretty much no one predicted them to move past the first round, let alone the second round. There was 2 people that predicted them to be 4th or higher, that being Styx and Tasik. Tasik predicted them to go out in this very specific game, but he also predicted Dynasty to be out after 2 rounds of this playoff series, which put them in 5th or /6, what if you want. But talent predictions have been a bit crazy this time around. The only consensus that seems to be there, that is looking like it's correct, is that everyone seems to be thinking that Sippy is gonna win this whole tier, except for Tasik and Styx, which are the only one to predict Nightmare to be going this far in the first place. So
A lot of
do with
people
that
had
what you will.
a lot of people had faith in the DSQ Cannons team. I think that's how you pronounce it. They obviously fell quite early in the lower quarterfinals. They fell at the same point as Fort Templar, which quite across the board is it was quite a overall consensus of what people thought they were going to do reasonably strong. Like a lot of people had them 3-4. To be fair, you got to give props to the Palida team, who I mean, there's only 2 people which had them 5 or 6, and no one had them higher. So the fact that they made top 4 is props to them as well, because literally not a single one of the talent had them anywhere near that.
Yeah. And just bear with us for a second here. We're just having a couple of problems on the back end here, getting everything ready. It's not on the side of the players. So everyone is looking forward to get into this one, but we just have to stall for a little bit more. I'm, however, running out of a couple of things to do to talk about. So I hope you are doing very well on this Friday evening, chat. We also have a full day of playoffs tomorrow that you can look forward to, and as soon as we can, we're gonna get you straight into this lower final.
You get to see more of me tomorrow, which is always fun. I'm glad to be able to cast on this RSC, especially as no longer being a player. Got no emotional attachment to any SCR teams, which won't make it past top 6 either, which is always fun. But I want to see you all gamble in the chat, because it's quite funny seeing people lose. I mean, I feel bad for Axelos, lost like 900,000 RSC points.
Yep. Oh, it looks like we are ready to get into the series actually. So we're gonna get the map preview loaded. Maybe even the hype chamber. I don't know if we have those things, but oh, we do. We have the hype chamber. Let's go. Okay, you have the hype chamber on your screen. We're gonna get straight into a map preview, and then I'm gonna give the players the go ahead that they can go on the pitch and get into this matchup. They are all getting on the pitch. And we're getting straight into this one, Blake.
Yes, it took a little bit of time, but here we are for the Challenger lower bracket final. We do have Dynasty in the blue, Nightmare in the orange. Early demo coming out. Leap Cardinal Joya passing that one. Jo trying to get this one anywhere near the goal. Ends up going high anyway. Takes it to the ceiling. Goes off the ceiling looking for an infield pass to Buddha, who slots that center of the goal. And it will be Dynasty who open up the scoring.
Yeah, great pass from Jo. Great follow up by Buddha. Gets great power. Absolutely threads the needle on that shot to send his team into the lead. And it's Nightmare on the back end this time. Last series they were playing, well, every single game, all the 3 games that they played, they scored the first goal. And I don't believe a single overtime actually. They were just dominant throughout the whole thing. Didn't go behind a single time either, I believe. I mean, that was just a dominant showing. This time, however, they're gonna have to start on the back foot. Let's see how they handle this. Compact passing it off to Sixes, looking to pass it to Snorkely, but can't quite get the follow-up. Can't get this, however. Great touch to try and follow for the 50. That's enough to make Francis awkward, but it's great defensive effort, even though it's a little bit overcommitting from the side of Dynasty.
Yeah, 100% a good save in there. It's a good shot by Francis. It looks like on the stream, unfortunately, you can't see nameplates, which means Veiled. I know how busy you have been. There you go. He's sorting it out live. There you go. Perfect. But it will be 2-0 in the end. And both Francis now and
What do you mean Veiled? I'm not production today.
Sorry, not Veiled.
I'm guessing. It's okay. Bear with your streamer, okay? He's been through a lot
hey,
for the past 10 minutes, okay? He's doing great. Everything is working as intended.
Yeah.
This one's gonna jump on the goal line, and Jo will make it free to them, Blake.
It is 3. You can't really say anything bad about this Dynasty team. They're showing a little bit more than what they showed in the last series against Zippy. Very, very clinical, especially when they've just had over a minute. 6 shots to 0 for Nightmare. It's been pure dominance on the field so far.
Yeah, Six is gonna take control on his own backboard here. Can't quite make it over Francis though. And he makes it through another player. Snorkely on the backboard, cannot get to it, so Compact will have to help him a little bit. Now slows it down, gets a good 50, but Snorkely just a bit too late. Nice drop down by Jo, but read out by Compact. Now looking to start that counter attack. Off goes the pass. Sixes is up. It's a bit of a double commit, so defense is gonna be a bit vulnerable in this moment. Compact just sends it. Gets a touch. Sixes now off the sidewall. Can get back to this one. Goes for the backboard. Goes for the double. It's a fake. But Jo read it. And he can take that one away. A Nightmare have not found any opening yet.
A little bit better, bit more control. I mean, every single touch they're getting at the moment, it sort of seems like it's going nowhere. Maybe Leap Card and Joya will be able to take advantage of that one. That's nice control. Jo just passing it off, takes the touch, gets the reset, empty jumps out, open net, and they get one back.
Yeah, great finish there by Snorkler
Oh,
to get that goal back. Still 2-goal lead though for Dynasty. That is his name. I think there was like a name change thing in between or something. His name got censored or something. But he does go by the name of Snorkler, but what a goal by Francis here.
I mean, straight from the kickoff, takes it high, but Snorkler's up, absolutely dusted. Francis draining all the boost off the bottom of the crossbar, 4-1, and that 3-goal lead is back.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, dusted. It was just done right there. Both his teammates, 0 boost, nothing they can do. They just got turned into spectators. Buddha was up for this one, but Jo took it away. Sixes gets the beat here. Going back here. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. But Snorkely now will pick this one up, passes it back to Compact, goes for the corner here. Looking to get it centered for a teammate. And only really get a little touch there to stall out possession a little bit. And another overcommit. Sixes goes in, delays Compact, so that means the shot is not going to be good enough. That's a good 50 from Snorkler. Is there a follow-up? No boost from his teammates. Only delayed the inevitable, which is another shot on target, but what a save by Snorkler here.
On defense, he's been absolutely solid. 3 saves for that Nightmare team at the moment, and it might help that Nightmare team as Compact off the back of that save is able to take it up the other end, off the wall. Jo just gets beat out. Francis maybe a little bit too close, but Compact won't care and they get one back.
Yeah, they get one back. 2-goal lead only now, with 2 minutes left. All of a sudden, this is feasible again for Nightmare. It's still a hard task ahead of them. That bump will do well to kickstart the comeback though, but it's only gonna lead to Buddha picking it up. That's a bit of a hard touch by Jayo. Rate 50 from him though to stall out the counter. And now Buddha can pick this one up, but gets bumped for his trouble. Makes it a little bit more feasible for Buttsnorkel to deal with. Has to, in the end, just bang the ball away and hunt down the demo. He doesn't get Jayo hunting this one down. It's gonna be Sixes. Takes it away from his teammate. And one of the things I noticed from this Nightmare team from the last series was how on point the communication was. They were playing like a team that was just had so much synergy. I have not seen that in this game. There's so many misplays as Jayo bangs in a 5th for Dynasty.
What a finish that is from third man, slamming that over the top of Sixes, bar down, basically unsavable. Builds a 3-goal lead again, 5-2. Absolute goal fest, but I think both teams probably have got a little bit to answer for when it comes to defense. Especially Nightmare, as they've been the ones at the moment that have been punished a little bit more just because the amount of pressure that Dynasty have had. This is an absolute domination of game 1.
Yeah, absolute domination. And this is basically what we were seeing from the side of Nightmare the last time they were playing, but this time they are really gonna have to struggle in the start of this series. They're gonna have to figure themselves out, get themselves resituated, because Dynasty have come to play. They are not gonna let the loss against Zippy have any impact on them. They're gonna be looking for that rematch as soon as possible. Compact now. Gonna leave this one for Buttsnorkel, but what a jump by Buddha. Catches him completely off guard and just gets so much pressure out of it. And now Compact will have to go on the counter here. Can only really get a 50 out of it. And now Buttsnorkel can't really do anything either. And it looks to be completely open, and it's Nightmare struggling on those transition phases to just keep the possession and, you know, carry the ball forward and really do anything with it.
I mean, if you're Dynasty, you're doing exactly what you need to do when you're 5-2 up. Just play in the time, just forcing the 50s, forcing the mistakes to come out from Nightmare. They did it, well, excellently in terms of keeping that pressure, making Nightmare try and make a play. If neither of them score, Dynasty are the ones that don't care. Nightmare needed to come out a little bit more aggressive and do something a little bit more. You got to give props to Buttsnorkel on defense, 5 saves, but the pressure from Dynasty was unreal.
Absolutely. Dynasty were playing a magnificent game 1 here. And really, they played it exactly as they're supposed to, as you said. On point. The passes were good. The individual plays were good. There wasn't a lot of saves from them, but there really didn't need to be. Only 1 save between them. And 3 shots only from Nightmare. I mean, how good does your defense need to be if you keep your opponents to only having 3 shots a game?
I mean, you don't really need defense. Like, you scored more goals than they had shots in the entire game. So regardless of how many saves you had, it was an absolute showstopper. I mean, you look, what, that 13 shots to 3, and you wonder why the result was 5-2. Like, seriously solid on the offense by Dynasty, showing why they deserve to be up in the top 2. Now they're fighting back, and we are on Forbidden for Temple for game number 2.
Absolutely. Kickoff goes towards the blue half. Compact is pushing this one. Gets a great 50 here. Can't chase it himself, but can chase that demo. Sixes now looking to get it to a teammate. Off the backboard, in comes Buttsnorkel to bang in the first one. And if this is anything to go by from the last 4 games that I've seen, well, it's the first team that I've scored that has won every single one of them. Let's see if this one will be the same or if it will change things up.
What a pass from Sixes though, off that corner with 0 boost. Buttsnorkel throwing everything he had at that one to put that in. Not really much defense from the Dynasty, but it's an early goal, so hopefully it will swing a little bit more momentum towards Nightmare. Takes the 50 with Buddha, who does get the flip reset. Can't do much with that on that occasion though. This clear does not go very far at all. Francis is there. Jayo with the dunk, Buttsnorkel with the clear. Francis maybe cut out a little bit. Sixes again just trying to get any touch with that 0 boost. Compact 0. This entire team so far is about 70 combined at that point. Sixes is able to collect a little bit and does clear it forward. Little fake by Snorkler. Compact with the shot, top shelf, and it's 2.
Nightmare has definitely leveled up in the past 1 minute here. 2 goals to their name and making Dynasty's defense look like an amateur team. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to roast this team, because they looked absolutely insane last game on the side of Dynasty. But they just haven't been able to do anything in this first minute. Game's still early though. Francis pushing it forward, takes a great 50. In comes Jo, but gets dusted. Snorkler on the redirect, puts it on target. Sixes follows it up and lays it off to Compact, that can just carry it to that goal and make it a 3-goal lead.
3 shots, 3 goals. Dynasty, where's your defense? We talk about how good does your defense need to be when you're not getting shots against you. Now Nightmare are putting shots on, and Dynasty, they're just parting like the Red Sea. Absolutely brutal offense in this first sort of minute and a quarter, but Nightmare taking full opportunity of that one. It's a great 50 by Jo, looking to try and get one back off the corner. Buddha just about gets there with Compact. It does go back towards Sixes. Sixes now off the sidewall, can't do much with that, ends up just giving possession away to Jo and Francis.
Yep, Francis puts the shot on the backboard. Buddha following it up, but no power on it. Compact looking for that 50. Does well, but it makes it awkward for Sixes with low boost. Gets a touch off the corner. In comes the demo onto Snorkler, but what a fake from Sixes to buy time for Compact to get in position and for Snorkler to get back after getting demoed. Crucial demo there. And they can now push the ball forward. Jo will try and get it out of his corner, but can only get it to Francis. Couldn't really do much himself, but that's a great challenge. Looked like he might have gotten faked for a moment there, but gets it forward. Buddha comes up here for the shot. Cannot do it himself. Jo comes in, but he gets absolutely dusted. Sixes just needs to put it on target. He gets stolen away by Snorkler, but it's still a 4-goal lead now for Nightmare. They have absolutely come alive in this game.
I think saying stolen is a little bit mean when it hit the post, and Snorkler had to put that in. So I wouldn't quite call that one a goal still. But Snorkler is able to stick that one in the back of the net. You got to give props to Sixes at the moment. 4 assists. I mean, should have got a goal on that occasion with the open net. We all know it's the hardest mechanic for every level and every rank. So if you do worry about missing open nets, don't worry, everyone does it. But this one goes to the backboard. Not the greatest touch by Snorkler. All 3 players jumping at that one. No one on the goal line. Sixes gets the save, and that's his 3rd of the game.
Yep, this one still somehow kept away from the orange goal. A little bit of a fake there. Means that now the counter is on. Compact can follow this one. Picks up the mid boost there. Can now get the 50. Gets another bump as well. Sixes lunging in to try and snack away a goal out of nothing. Can't quite get to it in time. Jo now has a chance to go on goal, delays it, puts it on the backboard. In comes Francis, but what a challenge by Sixes to keep that one out.
Nice little control by Compact, taking it over Buddha, taking it over Jo. Francis just nowhere to be seen. 5-0, and what a turnaround. This is from game number 1. Absolutely dusted the pair. Francis in the corner getting the boost, but it's way too late. It's 5.
Yep. Absolute domination in this specific game here. 5-0 from the side of Nightmare. They might have been a little bit missing in the first game, but they have definitely gotten the hang of things in the second game. Now it's Dynasty needing to respond in the next game, because this one is surely done and dusted. 5 goals comeback. It's never happening in 1 minute and 20 seconds. I don't believe it is.
5 goals, 6 shots, by the way. The only person that doesn't have 100% shooting is Sixes, and that's because he missed the open net. So you got to feel a little bit bad for him on that one, as Francis pinches this one round. The pinch does go down, very low boost, currently on the Nightmare side. Sixes misses. Francis gets the bump on one, it goes high. Buddha taking this slow, leaves loads of time for Snorkler as that shot just rolls towards the net. Francis cuts this one out though. Compact, 0 boost, gets a touch. Jo now looking to score, puts it down, gets one back, 5-1, but maybe a bit too, well, not maybe, definitely too little too late.
It just seems to me as Dynasty is just not getting any power on their shots this game. I mean, I hold the scoreboard down and I can see that Dynasty has 10 shots in this game compared to Nightmare 6. But every single goal from Nightmare has just been, I don't know, it's just been like structurally they've just been breaking down Dynasty, making sure that there's no way they're saving the shots. While Dynasty have been creating great chances, the finish has just been so weak time and again, which means that Nightmare just have all the time in the world to deal with the ball as they wish. Like, they don't even have to worry about just saving the ball. They can think about where they want the ball to go as well. They can think about controlling it after saving it, because there's just no real threat. The only goal we saw was because everyone got bumped so far out of the way that there is no way that they could possibly save it in the end.
Oh, what a read by Jo. Comes off the crossbar. Buddha takes away the assist. That's a massive kick in the teeth after a great sidewall by Jo. That would have been a great goal. Maybe to get one back, maybe gain a little bit of momentum. But Alpha Surge Nightmare, pure domination. I mean, what's that? 9 saves if I can do maths for the Nightmare side. 0 for Dynasty. Like, you've got to be somewhere in defense. There's only so far shooting's gonna get you. Nightmare tightened up their defensive work in that game. Dynasty opened up way too much, and the difference between game number 1 and game number 2, maybe the shots was very, very similar. Just Nightmare's defense and Dynasty's defense very, very different.
Yeah, I mean, Dynasty's defense didn't really change. I think over the last 2 games they had 1 save total to their name. I think that's probably the big difference here.
You're calling them out like that. I wouldn't have that if I was you, if you're a Dynasty player.
I'm not calling them out. I'm just saying their defense have been pretty consistent. It's just Nightmare started dominating more in midfield. They had their transitions. All of a sudden they started working. All of a sudden they were getting the ball towards that final third. And once the ball got to that final third, they were just breaking down Dynasty and making sure that they were scoring goals. That's the difference. But the question now is, can Nightmare keep having such a high shooting percentage? Can they keep creating those unmissable chances that they've been creating in this last game here? Because in this first game, they were a bit slow to start. And I said that they leveled up. They definitely made sure that their chances counted. But can they keep this up? That is the big question here. Can Dynasty level up as well to try and make this a bit less one-sided at this point? Because Dynasty, they were outmatched in the last game completely.
Looks like they started off a little bit faster. However, they have just been absolutely brutal with their number of shots they're putting on. Big opportunity early doors where it rolled across the goal. Possibly could have done something better about that. The pinch goes towards the midfield. Buddha cuts that one out. Sixes does well. Francis clearing down the line. Sixes will pick up that boost. Just calling Compact off. Playing this nice and slow. Continues to control. We have a rule 1. We have a 2v2. Sixes with the flick. Respect to Butt Snorkler and Jo for holding this one in the corner. Sixes with the dribble. Can't get it past Buddha. And this has gone from a massive 3v3 to an even bigger 2v2. They're in the corner. Let's have a bit of fun.
Yep, a little bit of 2v2 action now. Might not have been expecting this starting off the day. Buddha gets a demo there. Compact now in a 2v1 effectively. Does well to take the ball away from Francis. But then in turn takes it away from Compact. Now Sixes takes his time here. And in 2v2, this is where you can now utilize all the space you've created. But effectively he gave away the ball immediately. Might have been a bit of a mistake from Compact. We can get it back in time. Now he will take his time in this corner. Tries to make Buddha very awkward. Doesn't do too well at it, but it will mean the attack is stopped in time. Francis though takes his time. Great first touch. Gets the reset. Goes low, but Compact getting the save.
Yeah, much needed save as well. That was an opportunity. Compact's time for the flip reset. Good force there by Francis. Sixes doing exactly what Compact did earlier. Just letting them have the shot. Making sure they've got enough boost to get back. Sixes now trying to flex his mechs. as he wastes all of his boosts to just basically give Francis the ball. Compact does well, but he gets demoed, and this net might be open now as Sixes can't quite get back to that one. A big 2v2. Francis able to put that one in the net.
I think I understand their game plan. They understood that they were outclassed in 3v3 in the last game. So they're like, hold up guys, we just make it a 2v2 instead, and then we beat them. It worked out here.
Yeah, let's just let Francis carry Buddha in a 2v2.
Yeah, I
Jo,
saw that message as well.
I'm just gonna laugh at Eddie because it's a great message. To be fair, it's exactly what happened. Let's just stick Butt Snorkler in a 1v1. Oh, big opportunity there. It's a great save by Buddha. Stats are probably a little bit all over the shop considering there was a little bit of a 2v2. Shot by Compact. Nightmare coming straight back and firing some shots on target.
Yeah, great launch by Jo, but cannot be followed by Buddha. Goes up, but very late and is completely out of the play now. But Snorkler sending it up high. Sixes goes for a bit of a Hail Mary trying to read that bounce. Surely it wasn't gonna lead to a lot either way, but means they now have to go a bit back in their own half. Sixes will go from his own backboard, look for the 50, does well, but Snorkler beating out his player as well. Buddha now getting beaten out. This is a great opportunity. But Snorkler with the fake, Sixes with the shot, but he absolutely smashes the crossbar.
That was not what he wanted either, because that came straight back and forced Butt Snorkler to rotate quick, but he does end up taking it across the entire net, looking for the bump. It just rolls its way in, and Butt Snorkler from his own backboard finds a way through all three.
Yeah, and he definitely wanted another touch off the bounce, off the ground there, but he will not worry the least bit about not getting it, because that will just roll its way in, tying up this game early on, keeping this game tied up. So far, in the first game we saw Dynasty completely run away with it, 5-2 winning that game. Second game, Nightmare absolutely obliterating Dynasty on the other end. Turned out to be a 5-1 affair. Well, in this third game, 1 minute 10 seconds remaining, 2 goals scored, all tied up, everything to play for. It's the most competitive game yet, and who will take the win? Whoever does so surely will be fancying their chances to go towards the grand final. It's gonna be Sixes having an opportunity to shoot. Ups to fake instead. Francis flicks it, only gets as far as Compact. Francis will now go again, takes it high, fakes out the flip reset, lets it go to Jo. It's gonna bounce back to Sixes now off the sidewall. Bit of a missed touch there by the blue defender. Buddha on his back foot gets demoed, but it's not in. It gets saved by Compact himself.
He missed a big part of getting a demo on the last man, and that's making sure the shot's on target. That one rolls across and hits the inside of the post. Nightmare are trying to be brutal. It hasn't quite worked. Very, very close though, as they look to try and go back up the other side. But Snorkler trying to do it again from one side to the other, gets cut out this time by Jo. That's not a great touch as it lands for Sixes off the corner. Tries to roll it across, smashes downfield, but Snorkler lets that one hit the floor, and we have overtime.
I think Dynasty need to give a big pay raise to the woodwork for this specific game, because oh my god, it has helped them out tremendously. One shot saved by the crossbar, another one saved by the post. You cannot make this up. If they go on to lose that game, I think Nightmare is gonna beat themselves up for that one.
As I said, give the post and the crossbar a CMV, because that was the best defender on the side of Dynasty on that attack. They've got a lot to be thankful for, but they've just got to now capitalise on the opportunity to make sure that it's worth it. As the ball goes rolling around, it's awkward for Sixes, gets faked out, Buddha goes, but can't get it on target, rolls it, bounces it in front of the net. That is a opportunity gone absolutely wayward, as now it goes to Jo, who puts one on target, saved by Compact. But Snorkler pinching this one from one end to the other, chasing it down, letting Francis get a touch to his side. Now with 0 boost, leaving it for Jo. Sixes with a questionable jump, and Compact is smashing this one downfield. Buddha cutting this one out, giving it to Jo. Jo does get demoed by Butt Snorkler, who manages to control this one very, very well. Sixes with a demo on Francis, flicking this for Compact, who goes with the reset, gets a pinch towards the middle. Sixes is up, can't make contact, and this pressure's still on.
Yep, getting past to Butt Snorkler now, but a bit hard of a touch. Means he cannot follow it up. Buddha is just gonna smack it towards that orange half. Jo now following his teammate's pass. Gets a great dunk actually. Sixes completely misreads that. Compact beaten out. Buddha on the backboard looking for that bump, but it's Sixes to take it away. He has an open net. Can he score it this time? He makes good on it. And Nightmare will not be having nightmares off the woodwork. Not yet anyways.
It wasn't the end all and be all. Sixes trying to just put that one in. Sees the open net. Buddha and Jo are hunting that ball. They've got boost. Sixes ends up managing to put it in. I'm not sure how. Finds the center of the goal. After an absolute wash from Dynasty in the last game, Nightmare have come back and they're showing that just because you lose 5-0 doesn't mean the series is over. But what an overtime, and that just shows how close this series has been. Well, I say that it was 5-2 in game number 1 and 5-0 in game number 2, so it's not really been too close. But how close that game was, especially, deserved overtime if you ask me.
I mean, if you think about it, Blake, Nightmare scored 2 3v3 goals in this game. Dynasty only scored 0 actually, because they scored in 2v2. So if you go 3v3 only, it wasn't close. But no, it was a close game. It was definitely the most competitive game that we've had so far. And yeah, Dynasty leveled up a little bit in between game. Nightmare were not playing as great as they were in the second game, but it was definitely a very competitive game. And I wouldn't be surprised to see either of these teams just completely pull away in the next game and then just completely take the series by storm.
No, with the way this has gone, I wouldn't back either team to be overly dominant. I'm quite the opposite. But it also wouldn't surprise me. As much as I don't think it's going to happen, it wouldn't surprise me if one team just goes, well, if Nightmare just goes bosh, win game 4, win game 5, and then just end the series on a 4-1 after that game being so close. But we've had 3 very, very different games. We've seen Nightmare dominate. We've seen Dynasty dominate, and we've seen a close game as Buttsnorkler throws himself at that one. Francis gets the first save. What a bump as Francis. It's a 1v1 with Sixes, takes it over, not on target.
Not on target indeed. Compact up for that one. Gets dunked by Buddha. Can keep the pressure for a little bit, but that does not help out Francis. Sixes can just send this one to the blue half. Is gonna chase it down. Looks for the bump. Cannot get it. Jo. Great first touch. Great follow-up touch as well to push this one forward. Shot put in by Buddha, but it was never gonna be enough. Buttsnorkler now beating out all of the defense on the side of Dynasty. But who's gonna be the one to charge it down is Compact, but he can't do anything. That's touch. It's not really helping a lot from Buttsnorkler, but Sixes does very well on the defense to keep that one tied up.
It was a nice little save. It was much needed to keep this 0-0. We've just had a minute to go. Sixes trying to do something. It's a great pop by Buttsnorkler. Compact playing the time, knows that the 50 with Jo is going to go into the midfield. There's a demo, and as I said, those demos have got to be on target, but it ends up falling to Sixes, who smashes that one in the top shelf. Buttsnorkler gets the credit for the assist. Compact does all the heavy lifting with the demo. Sixes was the one to finish it off, and we have a 1-0 lead.
We do. 3 minutes 40 left. And well, do you remember when I said first team to score won the game? Well, that was broken last game. But can we really count that? Because it was a 2v2 game goal.
Can we count a 2v2 goal as a goal? I mean, they all count the same on the leaderboard.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. But Dynasty, they're hanging in there.
Dynasty haven't scored a 3v3 goal in 2 games, if that's what you're worried about.
No. I was just thinking about my personal statistic, because Nightmare just scored the first goal in this game. I was just thinking if we can keep it going, but let's just forget about it. It's Dynasty on the attack now. They're looking to make something happen. Buddha getting a great dunk. Gets a bump. Is the follow-up there? No, Jo is all the way home looking for a corner boost. That completely killed that attack. And 50 will do a lot, but surely won't do enough. Francis can only delay the inevitable off the backboard now. But the Nightmare team is tracking back. Great 50 from Buttsnorkler. Cannot get the follow-up though. It's Buddha to get the dunk. Jo to try and pass it in the midfield. but cannot find any teammates. Compact, that's a bit of a misplay. Jo now onto the backboard. Is there a follow-up? Yes, it's from himself, but he cannot make it in time. That one might just find his way in. No, saved by this post once again.
A little bit of ping pong at the moment. Nightmare just taking that 1 goal lead and playing the 50s, as I said they did before. Francis throws himself at that with 0, but Snorkler couldn't get the pressure to get, or the power to get that round. Jo, who does take it to the sky, takes the 50, is sitting in the middle of the goal. Francis ends up getting that off the post. Nightmare have had a let off, but Dynasty looking to continue the pressure from that one. Francis hitting the crossbar. Buddha trying to get a follow. Compact gets bumped from behind, but Snorkler's there. Buddha in the corner. 0 boost now. Off the backboard. Gives it to Francis. The pressure is vital. And they get the equalising goal. And it was a matter of time.
Yeah, and we cannot complain about this goal at all, because it was a 3v3 goal. So they've broken the curse. They are back in this series. It's all tied up again.
One hidden somewhere. Well, I think we might have just missed it. That is a massively open net for 6s that hit the post.
Pretty sure I could see all the 3 blue players as the goal was scored, so I don't know. I don't think we can lie our way out of that one. But Snorkler with a great save there, though, puts it onto the crossbar. Well, it hasn't been helping them so far, but maybe Snorkler taking it into his own hands, just forcing it to work for him as well.
Been very good up until this point. That's a 50. Jo beats out Compact. Francis would love to go for this one when it's in front of the net. 0 boost, 6s, reset, takes it over 1, takes the 50, now just sits on the side of Compact, 2 backflips. Jo bumps him, I mean, but Snorkler taking his time, flicking it round. Buddha with the catch, but Snorkler gets around Francis. Francis throwing himself inside the goal. Jo clearing up on the backboard. Goes to the sidewall, pinched by Compact, who will look to go again. Francis still 0 boost. Bump in the goal by Buddha. Sorry, on Buddha. 6s collecting this one. Takes the 50 with Francis. Francis beating out Butt Snorkler. Compact on the backboard. Collects the ball. Demo by 6s on Francis. Not sure how much that would have helped when that's in their corner. But Snorkler gives this to Jo. Jo still in the sky. Gets the flip reset. Gets the touch. 6s does well in the end. But Snorkler now trying to do what he did before, but can't. Infield pass now to 6s. 6s smashes this to the backboard. Francis cuts this one out. But Snorkler to the right wall. Jo infield pass cut out by Compact. We have our second overtime.
Indeed we do. Last time it was Nightmare. After missing twice, well, the lightning struck correctly on the 3rd time of asking. In the second overtime, what will happen? Only time will tell. Francis will send this one towards the orange half. Compact will collect this one. Cannot take it up as the first touch was a bit poor. 6s now pushing it forward. Takes his time, flicks it high, but just sends it over his own teammate as well. It was a great effort, but just a bit of miscommunication. We'll see that attack come to a close. Now Jo carrying it forward, leaving it for Francis. 6s deals with it relatively easy. Compact will collect this one off the backboard. Gets the reset and gets it over 1. Now Snorkler taking over. Will challenge Jo a little bit. Gets sent towards that orange half where Compact is waiting. But Snorkler making it a bit awkward for his teammate. In the end they get away with it now. Sent to the blue corner here. It's gonna be Buddha with a big miss. Snorkler trying to go for the shot but gets blocked in time. 6s tries to pass it to a teammate. No, it goes over the last defender. And it's gonna be Nightmare to take their 3rd game in the series, putting themselves on triple match point.
6s with a hat. It looks like Jo actually left that because I think he might have thought Buddha had contact on it. Jo having full boost on the backboard, hitting the brakes on that replay. Completely misread Buddha's touch. And Nightmare on match point. Dynasty have got to find 3 in a row. And this is going to be brutal. We have got a timeout called by Dynasty, and that's not too surprising.
No, it's not. But what is surprising, it is called for a P. So the player that needs to go P is not gonna, I mean, depending on if he has a Bluetooth headset, maybe he can get some calls in his ear while he's, you know, relieving the pressure a little bit. Also, that might be a strat, actually. Maybe he's feeling the pressure. Maybe he needs to relieve a little bit. Maybe that'll just, you know, take all the stress away. He'll come back, change player, just completely start dominating.
Yeah, it made him a little bit uncomfortable. So just take a sigh of relief. He does get 2 minutes, I believe. So we'll be taking plenty of time. But Nightmare, match point, sixes with both goals in that game. Nightmare haven't been overly offensive. I mean, they definitely haven't been as brutal when it comes to attacking as they were in game number 1. That game was an absolute game number 2. That game was a whitewash. Dynasty have shown they can do it in game number 1, 5-2. But I think Nightmare just might have figured out how Dynasty play a little bit.
Nightmare is just locked in, and Dynasty is just they've created their chances like they did in the other games, but the finishing has just been so lacking, honestly. Like the amount of times where they've had a pass come infield, and then the person squaring up to take a shot just doesn't put the power behind it. And then the one time where you saw HOUSEWORK going for his own corner boost while his teammates is in attack, keeping the pressure up. You know, if he collected like 3 or 4 pets, that's an open net for him. Doesn't need the 100 boost.
Yeah, there have been some occasions in this. That's such a butt snorkeler thing to do. There have been some occasions in this series where you think players just with slightly better decision making could have changed the outcome of the games. You're going to get that in Challenger, right? If they were excellent at decision making, even if they had 0 mechanics, they wouldn't be in this tier. You're not going to get the top tier elite gameplay. You're not going to get plat gameplay. Don't get me wrong, these guys are good at Rocket League, but they're not going to make every right decision. It's about making as many right decisions as you physically can and making the most out of what you can do. We are on Beckwith Park midnight, coming towards the end of the timeout. What do Nightmare need to do, and what do Dynasty need to do to win this game, Veld?
Nightmare just needs to keep doing what they're doing. It's working incredibly well. They can maybe, take a couple more chances in attack. They got the game advantage, to do that. Dynasty, they need to be ruthless on attack. They're not fixing their defense at this point. Nightmare is just breaking them down. I don't think that's going to be the changing factor. They need to make sure that they're scoring the goals that they're creating for themselves. If they can do that, maybe they have a chance to get back in this series, but it's very late on to try and fix those problems. They are going to be trying though, and it's going to be Buddha carrying it forward. Gets a pinch off the backboard, but it's saved away by Compact. Now Sixes carrying it forward, gets the 50. It's a bit poor for the side of Nightmare, but gets dealt with by Butt Snorkeler. Compact gonna relieve a bit of pressure here, but it's Buddha hit it on the side while Butt Snorkeler to Compact. Sixes on the follow-up, can only make sure it doesn't lead to an insanely quick counter-attack.
Does well, to be fair, to get that to his corner. He was way too high as third man on that occasion, well inside the blue half. Even now, I think they're being a little bit ambitious because all 3 players, I think on multiple occasions, have almost been caught out. It hasn't affected anything as Compact drops this for Sixes, who smashes this into the corner. Francis, not the greatest clear in the world as he gives Compact a pass off the corner, but Snorkeler will take the shot. It's cut out by Francis in the end. That's a great 50 for Sixes as the pinch now coming towards Compact, who gets the reset. Passes midfield. HOUSEWORK and Buddha both go for this. Neither of them get the touch they would have wanted. One person misses, the other person chipping that in front of the net. And it will be Butt Snorkeler dunking out Francis for the opening goal.
Insane dunk by Butt Snorkeler. And from what I heard, he was the MVP in the last series that they just played. And from what I heard, he was also the MVP in the series before that, despite almost not scoring any goals, actually. Although, in the last series...
There's a chance he does the 3-peat.
Maybe
They've
even
got
the
to win the
4-peat,
series.
Maybe even the 5-peat.
What? They can't do a 5-peat though, because...
Yeah, if they make it to the grand final
yeah,
and they win the bracket reset, and
reset.
then they win after that. That bracket reset is technically meaning that there's 2 best of 7s in the
Yeah, I
playoffs,
mean...
and they have their separate series MVP.
You
So
make it sound like going through Zippy is going to be an easier...
It's not.
An
I'm just
easy
saying
game.
the chance is there. I'm just saying the chance is there. I'm not saying it's gonna happen.
There's always a chance, but there's... I mean, Sixes making the second goal. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Francis, awkward touch, but Snorkeler faking it out. Sixes, right-hand side of the goal. Buddha and HOUSEWORK 0 boost on the goal line, and that's 2.
Yep. 2-0, 3 minutes left. If Dynasty, if things were looking bleak for them going into this game, well now, they look even more bleak. Backs against the wall. Everything against them. Needing to find 2 goals just to get back in this series in the first place. And after that, think about how they're gonna win the next 3 games, including the one we're in. Well, there's the first goal to get back into things. They have a big task ahead of them.
Yeah, that's a mistake more, I think, from Butsnort. He just ends up jumping off the wall, not really having much control of his car at all. For those of you wondering why we have a bracket reset or why any of you had strong comments, if you're in the upper bracket, like Zippy finished first in conference, that gives them 2 lives for finishing top 3. If you then drop into lower bracket at any point other than the grand finals, you got your 2nd life. Just because you get to grand finals, if you come from the upper bracket, you haven't lost, which gives you the right to have a 2nd life. I think it's more than fair. Compact trying to flex as he almost gets the double cross map. And still 2-1, but that's a little bit of a wake-up call for Dynasty. Pinch comes down, Compact can't quite get there.
Yep, Francis now banging this one towards the orange half. 6s getting tested on the back end, but not really actually. It was a pretty easy job for him. Now Butsnorkler, great first touch, goes for the reset, gets a great 50 demo in the backline. Is it just completely open up? No. And Francis does very well there. Can Buddha finish it? No, not quite. It's gonna be Jo now. Takes it off the sidewall, gets it past 1, but cannot get it past 6s. A bit of an overcommit from Francis means that ball will just go to the sky. Buddha now with another chance here. Can only make 6s a bit awkward. And now Compact launching in as well. Leaves the net completely open. And well, the game is tied up. And Dynasty, well, they can maybe see the light at the end of the tunnel. They still have a bit of ways to go.
So Jo won't get a much easier goal than that in this series. Francis with a great 50 puts it on the front of the car and of Jo, and Prektic, well, it was an open net in the end. Would have felt bad if he saved it. Fit reset, and it goes from 2-1 to 3-2 the other way. Maybe the timeout did work as Buddha takes it over underneath of Butsnorkler over the top to the backboard. It's finished by Buddha, and it's 3-2.
Maybe that little, break to relieve some tension, as you could say, might have been just the thing. No, I'm trying not to say things that are, bad. Okay, I'm not trying to
I'm just gonna insinuate them instead.
No. It's not bad if you just don't say bad words. What? It's just a human thing.
I don't really know if that's how that works, but here we are.
No. You're making it weird here. Compact is taking it forward. And it comes Butsnock there. Okay, take it away.
How are you getting spoilers from Blaze's microphone when he's not in the lobby? Oh, and I don't even know what's going on. Compact with the rolling shot makes it easy for Jo off the sidewall. 6s taking his time patiently. Compact with the demo in the midfield, can't get it through the second. Butsnorkler trying to go cross map, gets the flip reset, nowhere near Francis. Oh, I understand how you're getting spoilers. You can hear me. That makes sense. To the back one, looking for a double. It's 6s. It's the post again. No one can deal with that one. That's a rolling ball across the goal line. Compact with the assist. 6s with the double. Buddha is stranded there with 0 boost. Francis trying to get something on that, but can't. We have a tie game. 18 seconds.
18 seconds left. Who will be the one to take this game? It is looking like Butsnorkler is gonna be the hero. And maybe going for the repeat here.
We've gone from 2-1 to 3-2 the other way to 4-3 the other way. This game is yo-yoing back and forward. It's an open net. It's a kickoff goal. 2 goals, 16 to go. This just became monumentally hard for Dynasty. Countdown's 10 seconds. It's working for Alpha Surge. Nightmare as Compact gets the flip reset over the second one. It's off the backboard. Butsnorkler trying to put it in. It hits the floor. Nightmare take it in 5 games, winning the series 4-1. And that is 2 4-1s that Dynasty have felt. We both backed Nightmare, but neither of us had it as a 4-1. That is a brutal series from Nightmare, who now make top 2.
And you know, after the last series, I was sitting in the VC with Stingray and I believe your brother after the series, and I said, if this Nightmare team plays like they did in that series, they might just go on and win the whole thing. Stingray called me crazy. He was saying they would just look good because they are winning. Well, they have just absolutely dominated Dynasty. It might not have been the most insane scorelines in every game, but they had the upper hand in the entirety of this series.
Yeah, but Zippy are undefeated, and now Nightmare have got to go. Where did Nightmare even finish? In
third, I believe.
They finished third. So, and they were in the conference of Ignis. So Nightmare have already played Zippy in this. As I said, Zippy undefeated through.
If you look at that,
what?
He has gotten the third MVP right there. Hot Snorkler. 6 goals and 2 assists and 12 saves. Absolute powerhouse for this team.
I'm trying to find when it was I gotta try and find this now. What was the result last time? Obviously Zippy came out on top during league play. They were both in the same conference. I've got to try and find their game that they played against each other. I will find this before the season finishes, or before we leave. It wasn't week 2. Someone help me out. I'm not even looking at chat now. I'm really engrossed. Oh, it was a sweep last time Zippy played Nightmare. It was a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, so, but Nightmare also lost in the playoffs already. Playoffs is a different thing.
Yeah.
And they have absolutely leveled up their gameplay going through this lower bracket. They went through 2 game 5s, completely swept the last team they played, and then Dynasty, well, they only lost 1 game to them. I think Zippy is definitely going to have the upper hand. They have 2 best of 7s to beat this team. Even if they lose 1, they can do it in the second. But all I'm saying is this Nightmare team is the force to come against. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're putting way too much pressure on me and Hodge. 2 best of 7s. You think I got the energy for that? We will do what we can. But anyway, guys, we're going to take a short break. We are already running behind. We want to make sure the next game gets started as soon as possible. So don't go anywhere. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself some food. We won't be long, and we will see you soon.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
Trophi.ai, an AI Rocket League coach, and it's absolutely crazy what you can do with this. If you've ever heard of ballchasing.com, it's a lot like that, but on steroids.
You can press P and a pro demo will come up, and this is what's so cool and so unique about Trophi, is that this is not seen anywhere else, and it's just a great way to kind of show you how to do a training pack without having to side by side watch a YouTube video.
And this is actually really cool. Training paths. So you basically, the skill trees from Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man, Sekiro, that sort of games where you have to, you get skill points, use them, you unlock new skills. This is sort of very similar, but instead of actually getting skill points, you're actually doing the mechs. And also a cool feature as well, guys, watch this. You can slow it down. You can actually slow-mo it like this. So if you're really struggling, what you need to do, you can actually look for yourself and just have a look at them exact sort of movements that you're doing there. Look, it's really cool. I really like it. And
alongside helping with mechanics, it also has a feature that analyzes any of your saved replays. That way you can see what you're doing well and what you need to improve on. It even has this cool post-game analysis that you can see stats from the game you just played.
finally time. We've reached the end of the Challenger Road here in RSC 18. It is time for your grand finals. My name is Hodge, and well, joining me here is Blakeos, but we've also got a bit of a special guest for this grand final, haven't we? Because we're doing an RSC first here today.
I mean, there's always an RSC first when it comes to anyone involved in SCR. But he has just gone to get food, but we will be doing a 3-person cast today.
I thought you were going to like jump out of the closet or something.
He's gone to get food. The food's just arrived, so he has gone to get it. But Blaze will be joining us for our first ever 3-person cast. I don't know how this is going to go. This is going to be interesting.
It's been done before, but it's never been done in the grand finals before. So this will be fun. This will be interesting. But let's take a look at the bracket while we wait for him to return. Here he is. Let's pull the bracket up quickly and have a look at the journey that these two teams have had across today's action. And I mean, Blakeos, walk me through this run here from Nightmare, because it is certainly a run.
Nightmare. Well, the biggest shock for me is DSQ Cairns. Obviously, they went undefeated in their conference, going out early doors in the upper bracket there to Dynasty, who basically then got absolutely walked over by Zippy. But then DSQ Cairns then losing to Nightmare in a full best of 5. Nightmare sweeping up Polida and then moving Dynasty out of the way, as both them and Zippy have done. Both of them beat Dynasty 4-1, meet in the final, and what a series we're going to have. Both teams coming in excellent forms. Rash Zippy undefeated this season.
Yeah. Rash Zippy, excuse me, undefeated, and they're going to look to cap that off with a grand finals win. But Alpha Surge Nightmare has been on a redemption, and they're going to look to try and fully redeem, I guess, this lower bracket and come out with a grand finals win themselves. That's going to have to go through a bracket reset for them, though, as they did lose their life earlier on in the play-ins bracket to Fort 10 Plus Sentinels earlier on Wednesday, I want to say. Oh no, Thursday. No, wait, Tuesday. I'm wrong twice. Okay, but it was a while ago, and they're looking to bounce back. But let's have a look at some of these team stats here, and yeah, just see what the difference is between these two sides. And you mentioned that Rash was, in fact, that undefeated team. Now this Alpha Surge team's been a little bit more of a wild card, it seems, right? But I mean, is Blaze here yet?
No, he has been here and there, but he's obviously. Well, yeah, he is, but he is obviously the Rash sub, so he was vital to their 10-0. And a little bit of a fun fact for you: this top 3 in Challenger all came from the same conference. So if you had any doubt which conference was stronger, that doubt is surely gone.
Yeah, well, very much so. It's conference domination here, it seems, and well, I can't wait to talk about player stats as well. And there he is. He's on the little. He might not be on the casters graphic, but he's on the players graphic. And to be honest, the players are the only ones that get trophies, so that's the important part. So yeah, I mean, Blaze there alongside Tank, Axlos, and Leighton, genuinely an illegal roster. I've got no idea how this has been allowed to happen, but I mean, they've lived up to the expectations, right? And they've showed by this Rash team is a team that is to be feared. Why we're always going to be contending for this sort of title, right? But that Alpha Surge roster, also one that showed throughout today that they've got that incredible resilience, right, Blakeos, which is what you need in a grand final like this.
I mean, you just look at the strength of both of those teams, and as you said, that Rash team is absolutely illegal. I don't even know how that fit in the CMB cap. I'm sure the admins next season will be putting a stop to any kind of nonsense that we have on that side. But Alpha Surge may not have the star quality that Rash have, excluding Blaze, but they have an excellent team. Blaze is here now, by the way, that's why I said it. But they have an excellent team behind them. They've had a run. They know what it's like to play on stream. They've battled hard. As you said, they've got the resilience. They pushed through Dynasty in quite, quick fashion, considering it was a best of 7, done them in 5, and they've earned their place in this grand final.
They certainly have. They certainly have. Now, I don't want to keep these teams waiting too long, so I believe everyone is pretty much ready to go. So we're just going to jump to predictions quickly here. And guys, I'm going to let you fight over the predictions here, because you only get one prediction between the two of you. So what are you going for?
Hey, my name's down there. I'm taking the prediction. He's gonna obviously say 4-0 because that's just him. I am going to say it's going to be a
4-2.
Is he saying 4-2? Okay, I back a 4-1 to Rash. I don't see them losing. Like, they have been undoubtedly the best team in this season from either conference.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're going for a 4-1. I'm actually gonna take Blaze's prediction. I'm going 4-2 to Rash here. Give me Rash on this one. We've got the green screen back.
Rash.
Give me a Rash on this one. Let's get. I don't think this is gonna be a bracket reset. As much as I'd love to see the story, I think it's 4-2 to Rash here. So yeah, but I believe we are now ready to get a grand final started. The players, well, they are here. They are ready to go. So let's kick it off. Grand finals here in the Challenger tier. It is time to go. It is time to put everything on the line. It is time to put the money where the mouth is, guys. And well, grand finals TriCast with one player who is on one of the rosters. Never been done before in RSC history. But hey, we like to make history, don't we?
Well, we'll just try to make sure it's as unbiased as physically possible. I'm not sure how much he'll be able to stick by that one.
Do you want me to counter that for you?
What, you're just going to suck up to Alpha Surge, yeah?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to sit here and be Buttsnorkel's personal cheerleader the whole time. But I don't know. We'll see how things go. Let's get things underway here. Game number 1. Both of these teams trying to set the pace early. One team who have dominated that upper bracket, have dominated the entire season, versus this Alpha Surge side where it's been a run of redemption, and that is the name of the game for them here in this grand final.
Yeah, I think the overlay is a little bit convoluted without there being the standard Rocket League one. So, Mr. Producer, fix that and make sure we get named. There we go. We'll get there eventually. But we will see which team is wanting to start faster, which team strikes first. It's not the greatest challenge there by Tank, and forces Axelos into a pretty awkward position. Cleared to the sidewall, cut out by Buttsnorkler. As I think Bale pointed out, has been MVP in the last 3 series he's played in. He's going to be absolutely vital to this Nightmare team. In the corner now, 6 is just letting Axelos play with that one. Buttsnorkler will take, or will go straight past that. 50 goes to the ceiling. Big miss there as Axelos passes infield. Tank creeps up a little bit too much.
Certainly does. We'll be over to Compact here, playing with that reset over the top, looking to start this grand final off with a bang. But the fireworks sort of kept quiet for a minute here, and it will be saved away, tipped down the other side, only for a moment though, because the pressure right back into the hands of this Alpha Surge side. All these players diving in, looking for results, and well, it's a test failure potentially as Tank looks to go cross court with a reset, trying to show he can do the exact same thing. But Blaze, I mean, both of these teams have been firing on all cylinders here so far, and that's what you expect from 2 teams of this caliber, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I've had the pleasure of being alongside Rash City for this journey throughout the entire season, and I've had the pleasure of casting Alpha Surge quite a few times throughout this long lower bracket run that they have had to endure after their upper bracket upset in earlier in the week. So I can comfortably say I don't think this game is going to be as one-sided as everyone thinks it is.
Okay, well, let's see if that reigns true. Back into the hands of 6s here. It's going to drop down. Alpha Surge still looking to go for goal here, but once again kept away. And Blake, I mean, it's been a defensive bout, it feels like, for a lot of this game from both sides, to be honest. Because yes, we've seen, you know, some incredible attacks here coming through from Alpha Surge Nightmare, but they've also found their fair share of moments where they had to stand strong on the defense because Zippy have been pushing them as well.
I think both teams have been equally as offensive in this game. I mean, we saw the strength of the Nightmare defense in this last series, the amount of pressure the Dynasty were able to put on and was withheld in the end by Nightmare. They are used to being on the back foot, they're being used to pinned in their own net. Their rotations did tighten up after that game 1, so they won't really care how many shots go against them as long as they keep the rotation strong. Axelos trying to get his elbows out, doing a little bit of the dirty work in the midfield, goes up towards Axelos, cut out by Compact, making that save. But there's no one really there from Alpha Surge to follow this up and get it out. It's staying in their corner at the moment. It's a demo in the corner. It goes off the corner. It's collected by Sixes, who was on 0 boost, does collect it in the end, gets the ball out, and it's a sigh of relief.
Well, for a moment, they can breathe, but for how long is that going to be the case? Leighton, great control here, but run out of resources, and it's going to be over Sixes from this corner, and a guide it to success, and we'll find his teammate Compact, who's also found that pop-up now, but Snorker lurking below, and well, a bump found onto Leighton, but Tank there to find some salvage. Into the final minute, still no goals on the board yet. This is such a close game, number one, and I hope this is, you know, what we're going to see here in this grand final for the entire thing, because this has been cooking already.
This has been an outrageous game, number one. 0 goals. We've had more than 4 minutes of gameplay so far. The shots have definitely been coming in very, very evenly. 6 shots apiece for both teams. Been dealing with them quite well. I don't think either of the teams have had an amazing chance. Neither of them have been overly pressuring. That's a great shot and a great opportunity, but Snorkler on 0 is able to do something about that. Axelos popping this one for Leighton. Leighton loops this one. Compact on 0 boost. Once again, Leighton will try and pass this to Axelos in the midfield. 13 seconds to go, and rsc-eu take the lead.
It is a resurgence here from Rash already. They withstood all of the pressure from Nightmare for a good 4 minutes, and finally they get the chance to pull the trigger, and they ain't gonna miss that.
That is put on a plate for Axelos. It's a great assist by Leighton, who probably doesn't get as much credit for that. We're getting half the points as the goal. They were both as good as each other. It won't quite drop yet. Six is trying to keep this one up. Does keep the control, but it drops it. Zippy take game number one. But what a close game.
Yeah, indeed. What a close game between these two sides. And, well, as we have a look at the stats here, Blaze, I mean, it feels like this one's just going to be one of those grand finals that either it's going to be close the entire way through. Nightmare are going to sort of pull back a few punches, or Zippy just going to run away with it. I know which one you'd rather it be, but which one are you thinking it is going to be?
Well, you know, I said at the start, right, you asked me for some analysis, I gave you some analysis. I said it's not going to be as one-sided as everyone thinks it is. All of these games are going to be incredibly close. We've played Nightmare before. Sure, it works in our favour, but they didn't have the momentum that they have going now. And that's why, yeah, you take 4 1-0 wins in a row, wouldn't you? Every single day of the week. You never say no to 4 1-0 wins, but I don't think it's going to be that easy.
Yeah. It's not going to be that easy, I don't think. And I mean, I'm looking at the saves counter there from Nightmare. I'm counting. I can't count right now. I'm too tired. I'm counting 7.
Yeah,
we got there in the end. But yeah, I mean, it was Nightmare who had to fend off a lot of pressure from Zippy, and vice versa there as well. You know, Zippy having to fend off a lot of those attacks from Nightmare. But here we go onto the Temple for game number 2. And yeah, let's get started. Let's kick this one off, and let's see which of these teams is going to put the next foot forward in this grand final. Will Zippy double down and make this a really difficult position for Nightmare to be in, or will Nightmare push back just like they did in the last series? They dropped game number 1 to Mistaken, and after that they went flawless.
Well, they have been put in this position before. If anyone's going to know anything about the mentality of this Rash team, it's going to be Blaze. Obviously, he has done 3 games with 2 of these players as per the rules. So, Blaze, what's going through their heads at the moment? They're 1-0 up. Talk to me.
Do you want the honest answer or what I should say?
Honest.
They're probably just chilling in voice chat at the moment. These guys have never been guys to sort of panic. They've never been ones to worry. They've never been all that concerned about the individual wins, about the individual losses, as long as a team that they keep playing together. And that's a massive chance for Leighton. Maybe a free shot here, and it's a good save by Sixes. You didn't bring me in for play-by-play though, so I'll keep going back to what I was saying. Yeah, no, as I say, it's a team who are very comfortable with the ball. They will just keep playing their game. They're not going to let a team break them down, especially not mentally.
It's like having a sideline pundit reporter here almost. We got like get a chat with the team manager every after so often. But no, it's been a wonderful start to game number 2. We just get to see the opening salvos from both of these sides, and it's great to get some insight as well on, you know, what makes this Rash Zippy team tick and how things sort of operate here. But things have got to operate just as normal here in this grand final to get past a team like Alpha Surge, who've been absolutely stellar in how they've performed here today, and they're keeping the defense guessing time and time again, but still can't quite place the shot.
2 mega chances for Alpha Surge. The entire Rash Zippy team was absolutely drained of anything even remotely related to boost. Had 0 in every single one of the tank, managed to keep it out, and it stays level. Compact's forced to make a good save there, but Snorkler trying to get this past Axelos, who just hits that to the corner, leaving it for Leighton, who goes to the backboard looking for a double touch, gets challenged, but it's still there. Compact 0 boost, gets charged at by Tank, throwing himself at that one. Tank again getting this, makes it very awkward for 60s. He will pick up the boost, but they're maybe starting to just pile on the pressure. The challenges are coming earlier. The pressure is mounting, and how are Alpha Surge going to be able to deal with this one? I'm not really sure how that wasn't a bump, but Snorkler does come away with the ball.
Certainly does. We'll drop there to Leighton. Oh, will be picked up there by Axelos throughout that corner. It's Zippy trying to break out of this defensive but a stand, and now Axelos trying to get on the attack. That's a difficult save there for Snorkler. He's been able to make it. But here comes the pressure cycle once again. That ball going to drop down. A free ball for Sixes to work with. We've seen some incredible plays from this man, and maybe we're going to see it again, but not able to quite get past that second player. What a passing play this is, though. That was just attempted. We're getting to see some Rash Zippy set pieces here, potentially, Blaze.
I taught them about that. I taught them to do passing plays. For me, I think full credit for it. I started it in week 1, obviously going 2-0. But yeah, they've learned from me. What can I say? No, it's something that they do very, very well. I'm sure you have seen it on stream if you have been watching the entire time as well. They do love those 3-man passing plays.
Certainly do. And we'll see if they're going to be able to do it again. Maybe it's not needed. Maybe it's a great save from Snorkler on the goal line. Everyone is just galloping around this field, trying to get a touch on this ball, and in the end it turns Forbidden Temple into a bowling alley, and nobody can quite find the strike they need.
That was very, very close. They'll take that as an opportunity miss, that's for sure. Tank rolling this one towards Compact, unable to get anything on that. Axelos leaving it for Leighton, who takes the shot. I don't know if it was quite on target. Again, the pressure is mounting. Tank from distance, trying to get this one, can't get the second touch, it hits the crossbar, and that's 3 missed.
Another one goes a little bit wary there. Can the ship be righted? Can Leighton drop that one in? It's a wonderful 50 there from Leighton. And Rash Zippy, the second time of asking in this grand final, is the second time that they respond emphatically before the buzzer and find the goal that they need to potentially give them the game win. 30 seconds now, Alpha Surge. The ball is in your court.
1-0. They scored the last one with 18 to go. This one with 28 to go. Slowly making it longer, giving themselves a little bit more, but they're just... What a musty flick. Leighton jumps for that. Sorry, I had to just comment on that one. That's a big opportunity. Tank just trying to flex a little bit. Leighton with the flick off the bar. It's in front of the net. Tank puts that away 2-0, and that's this game dead.
It certainly is. And well, our TriCast guest, I'm assuming as we get through this series, will continue to, the smile on his face will continue to grow wider and wider. At what point do we kick him off the cast so he can go and get ready for his interview, by the way, or are we not quite there yet? What sort of point do we make that happen?
It depends when he starts to overly celebrate. And at the moment,
Well,
the little
what
yes.
point does he go generate?
Well, you think he hasn't had one all season? He's gone undefeated. He's been on a team that's undefeated. Like, he thinks that he's been any part of this. But obviously he has been vital. He had to win those games to stay top. We have another member on the cast when it does go to Castercam. But let's have a look at these stats. 5 saves to Snorkler, 8 for the entire team. Zippy brutal on the offense. Nightmare, to be fair, their defense was a little bit better. Sorry, it was actually quite good compared, but they just didn't have enough shots themselves to get through Zippy.
Oh, we've got a quadcast now. I need to know, what's the dog's name?
Rio.
Rio, let's go. So Rio, I would love to get some analysis here. So we've seen the first 2 games now. Now going forward into the series, what are we thinking for the rest of this one, Rio? Have we got Rash, or have we got Alpha Surge? Well, who's winning game 3? Nod your head if it's Rash. Shake your head if it's Alpha Surge.
Forcing my dog. I'm gonna leave my dog alone. But Rash, Zippy, wasting time on the second goal. I thought they just wanted to try and get this series done as quickly as possible. I thought they were just going to do 4-1-0s and be gone with it. No, they do 2 just to kick a little bit more salt into the wounds of Nightmare from game number 1. Game number 3, this is going to be a very, very tough uphill challenge for Nightmare if this game goes towards Rash.
Certainly would be. Here we go into game number 3. It will be Leighton who plays that pinch as Rash is trying to already break out and get on the attack, and well, things are made very easy for them, and you can see the celebrations, the party poppers are already being opened here in the casting booth as Rash Zippy put in another one, and
That
Blaze
will
could potentially be 5 minutes away from a trophy.
That is me getting rid of Blaze from this trio cast, because otherwise he's just going to celebrate every single goal, and even more, he's going to laugh at the kickoff goals. Tank gets the credit off the crossbar, makes it 2, and 2 goals in 19 seconds. I didn't think Zippy had that in their locker, to be fair. I thought they were more of like a lastminute.com team, but clearly they do.
Well, maybe Tank has another one off the double tap on the kickoff.
He's mocking it now, Hodge.
Rash Zippy continuing to excel to all expectations. An Alpha Surge Nightmare. Well, it's a very fitting name.
A lot of the people in chat are saying GG's already. They think that's dead. I mean, having Rash get a sweep in a grand final will just prove how dominant they have been this series. The only real team to take them anywhere would have been the Game 7 against Fort Templar, which they were able to come out of top. I mean, don't write them off just yet. What a goal from Butt Snorkler.
Yeah, that is an exceptional redirect there from Butt Snorkler into the top corner. And Alpha Surge Nightmare still have that chance, still have that hope, still have, 4 minutes on the clock to get 2 goals in the back of the net. It's still very, very possible. And the ship already could be righted here at the great pass, but not quite able to really get on the end of that one. And now Compact is going to guide this one back. Pre-jump here from Sixers, and it will drop that down to Axelos. But Snorkler will get that one over to Compact. Touch downfield, catch there by Leighton. And if you're Alpha Surge in this situation, you've just got to be thinking of this effort that you put in today, how long you fought to be in this position. You can't let it go this easily.
No, I mean, they have a 2-goal buffer. That is important for them at the moment. That is Nightmare's first goal of the series as well. So they'll try and take a little bit of positivity from that, we hope. Good little demo that from there by Compact. Leighton can't get the 50 with Sixes. They're still keeping up the pressure though, Rash. They're not giving up just yet. It goes off the backboard. Axelos, maybe too early for that one. Probably an opportunity that, well, it looked open if anyone was in the way, but I guess if my mum had wheels, she'd be a bike. That's not what the saying is, but I wasn't going to say the actual one. As it goes off the scene.
Where it's going.
It's more if buts and maybes, you know what I mean? You've got to deal with the hero now as Sixers takes the 50s towards the sidewall. Tank slamming this one downfield. Compact and Butt Snorkler both going. Compact's the one with boost. Goes round. Takes the, well, pancake really. Makes it awkward for Butt Snorkler. It's in front of the net. and that's another opportunity wasted.
Certainly is, but here's another one that they might get. Axlos backflips though, and Sixers a great save down the other side. Tank now just trying to sort of salvage this one and stop the attack from generating. The demo's coming through. Axlos though positioned perfectly to get this one guided away. Compact with a cut in rotation, and Sixers right back on the attack. Compact up for the follow-up. Now looking to get that one back to his teammate, but Buttsnorker can't quite finish it. It's gone back and forth around the attacking side for Alpha Surge Nightmare, but down the other side, Leighton is looking to continue to add to the tally here for Rash Zippy, who just look locked in, who just look unstoppable, and Tank maybe just going to add an exclamation mark to this, but kept out.
Yeah, Tank, well, maybe not needing as much. It's not as important that they put that ball in the net. At the moment, all the pressure is on Nightmare. Rash Zippy have the lead. That's from distance. May have been a goal if it was on target. Axelos couldn't quite get there. Leighton off the corner. Great little touch. Tank being hunted but comes out on top. Axelos is up. What a vital touch that was by Buttsnorker. As Tank now in the sky. Flip reset. Uses it. Is on target and makes it 4.
It's the Tank that's going to carry this team over the line potentially. And I say that as if it's like, you know, carrying and he's doing it all. That's not the case. But, you know, with the effort this guy's putting in, he's certainly giving them a big push over that line alongside his two teammates. Rash Zippy, an incredible performance here today. And it looks like it could get them that Game 3 win. And to be honest, Alpha Surge Nightmare, you know, the way that they're playing, they're almost playing a little bit reserved now. They're playing, it feels like a little bit scared and almost like they don't believe that, you know, they can do it. You know, I'm seeing, like we saw before, you know, someone faking it, nobody going up to play the fake. It seems like a bit of a miscommunication potentially. It just feels a bit disconnected, and you can't afford to play off your game against this Rash Zippy team.
Unfortunately, the fact that they are playing a little bit reserved, a little bit maybe within themselves, is completely playing into the hands of Rash. It's giving them so much time in the air, so much space. Every single ball is going towards them. They're playing with all of the pressure. It's infield pass now towards Tank. Tank looking to add another one. He's already scored a hat trick, looking to get 4. Couldn't get it through on that occasion, but this is exactly what they are wanting. They're just trying to put this ball on the side of Nightmare. That's basically killed the game now. They're 1 game away, and that is a great save by Sixers. I thought there might be one more. 4-1 will probably be the ending scoreline. And Nightmare have to reverse sweep to even have an opportunity to have to play Rash in another best of 7. This is a long way away for them now. And a timeout has been called, and I'm not surprised.
I think that's way too late, though. I respect the timeout call, but it really feels like at this point, Alpha Surge are just pressing the panic button, like throwing everything at the wall and just seeing what sticks. But it feels like it's too far past that point, right? I mean, you know, the timeout's going to be called, and we'll see what it's going to get them here, Blake. But I mean, I don't know what you do from this point forward here. It doesn't feel like anything's possible, because getting a game off of this Rash Zippy team is difficult enough, let alone getting 4 on the bounce and then going to a bracket reset and winning another best of 7.
I was going to say, you come into a timeout and you've got to speak to each other about what you can do differently. If I'm on Nightmare, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm spectating. I'm not even having to think about the gameplay, think about the positioning of my teammates in the opposition. I'm watching the game, and I don't know how you get through this Rash Zippy team. They are everywhere. They are all over the field. Tank, brutal on offense. Leighton and Axelos clearing everything up. Their rotations are excellent. Their positioning is on point. They're shooting. They're forcing so many awkward spots out of this Nightmare team. It's so difficult. I don't quite know how you break this down, but sure. What do you think, Hodge? Because I really, seriously, like, what do you think they need to do? Because I don't know.
If you want my honest answer, I think this grand final is done. I think this grand final is dusted, and I don't think there's anything that they can do. But that's on them to prove me wrong, to prove everyone wrong, and to essentially, you know, come back and win it for themselves here. I mean, I know it's just above us, it's 2-0. It's not for anyone who's just joined us. It is 3-0. This will be a reverse sweep attempt here from Alpha Surge. So you know, backs against the wall. I think you've just got to essentially, from this point forward here, Blake, you've just got to play it as a let's have some fun and see what happens sort of case, and go from there, because otherwise I don't think you've got a chance. I think you do have to just approach it from that sort of perspective of let's just go on, let's have some fun, let's just, you know, have a laugh about it. It's been a great season. Let's make the most of what we've still got.
If what Blaze did say, and those players are just vibing in their voice chat and not giving a care in the world, and not like, if that's genuinely serious, then maybe you've got to take the same approach. Maybe you've just got to have fun. Like, at the end of the day, yes, you're fighting for £15 a person. Yes, you're fighting for a trophy on your name. That's the important bit, is that will be with you permanently. These players have got all the way to the grand final. Zippy undefeated in the season. This will be one of the biggest reverse sweeps, I think, ever if this happens.
Before we start talking about reverse sweeps, let's talk about them getting a game on the board here, because right now it feels far away, and a save there from Leighton. Going to make that very, very clear to these Alpha Surge players. But we move to game number 4. We move to the Coliseum, and is that where we crown our Challenger champion here today? Well, it's time to find out, as Rash looks to get the offense going, but pinched downfield here. This is a good opportunity, but Leighton back, playing reserved here, and it's what Rash need at this point. They don't want to be taking any crazy risks. They have the advantage. They know the game plan. They know what they're doing. It's just essentially keep on doing it, and hopefully for them, they'll be crowned champions in the next 5 minutes. Down the other side, though, this is an opportunity that you've got to be putting away, and they do, because Butt Snorkel's there on the 50.
That is how you come back after a timeout. Compact, putting it towards the net. A really awkward touch for Axelos. Absolutely dunked out the way by Butt Snorkler, scoring the first goal. That is vital, but we can't quite say anything yet. Zippy have been on the back foot in 1 or 2 games so far, but it's not about your performance in the first minute. It's about your performance across 5.
Well, it certainly is. And we'll see how that's going to transpire across the next 3.5 here. Flick up there. A great pop from Butt Snorkler into the hands of Compact, who has now got quite the effort here alongside his 2 teammates to try and drag back this grand final. It's margin by margin. It's bit by bit here. And it will go back over to Sixers throughout this corner. And picked up over the top, potentially. And here's Butt Snorkler off of that ceiling, trying to dive down. And that's a great touch there. Just beat out 2 players. Over to Butt Snorkler again. He's going to look to try and create some magic. But it will be away and picked up by Leighton. Over to Tank. This is where this team do their best work in these 1vx situations. But it will be kept out here, Blake. And, well, Rash, they're doing some great defending. But, I don't know, maybe have they considered the offense this game?
The thing is, you just can't, because they know exactly what they need to do. That's a great save by Sixes. The ball was partially in the net. That was required. Infield pass towards Tank. Tank bounces this one off the floor. Compact gets the save. You spoke about offense. Now they're piling on the pressure. They know how to score goals from awkward positions, and that is what you've got to do when you've got as much as you do, that your opponents are all low boost. Sixes is the only one with anything, dives at that one. Leighton's on 0, just finds the double off the crossbar. We have a tie game.
We do indeed. The score leveled, but anything but in the series. Alpha Surge have a long way back, and they've got to take the lead at some point here. It's a failed flick attempt there from Butt Snorkler, and it was quite a heavy committal forward from Alpha Surge. You can't get punished on this. You've got to make sure you don't overcommit too much. And here's Butt Snorkler to the back wall. Tank with a clear away, looking for that sidewall skim touch, but can't quite get it. Back over into the hands of Sixers. He's looking to try and slot the shot, but kept out once more. Compact back into the middle. You can see how much Alpha Surge want to turn the tides here. You can see how much they want it. But, well, this Rash team, it feels like across this series, they've just wanted it more. And that's some of the effects you can face. You can kind of face here, Blake, across such a long day of playoffs. Alpha Surge have gone tooth and nail with so many of these teams in the bracket. Has it drained them?
This is the advantage of coming from the upper bracket. You don't have to play as many games, which means you can stay fresher, you can have a little bit of relax, you can go get some food. You can do what you need to do and just play your games as they come. You can just relax, you can have a mental reset. You don't get that when you come from the lower bracket. The games come thick and fast. The shots come, well, like that, but it's a great save by Nightmare. But Rash have been able to reset. Don't get me wrong, if I was on the side of a Nightmare team, I would much rather come into this game immediately after just beating out a team that beat you across the entire season. That is really awkward by Axelos, and the shot comes and Axelos does get the second save. This Nightmare team have to be proud of what they've done. The game's not done yet, but Zippy, 1-all, 30 seconds to go. They know how to win with these low amount of time. They won't want to let this go to overtime, I'm sure of that.
Well, they absolutely won't. And into the final 30 seconds here of regulation before we start talking about those overtimes. Great demo to open up the backlines, and all that Rash Zippy need. All that they need is a torpedo like that. And they'll be rewarded with a trophy in 20 seconds time. The lead claimed here on the Coliseum. And now the game changes into a survival game. 20 seconds on that clock. Alpha Surge Nightmare, you've come so far. Is this how it ends?
Leighton with a brace. Nightmare's nightmare has been Leighton in this series. He's scored the 2. The ball is going to roll towards the other side. It's going to be awkward for Buxton. The ball hits the floor. And Zippy are your RSC 18 challenger. Well, not grand finalists. Sorry. Your RSC 18 challenger champions.
They certainly are indeed. Rash Zippy, an incredible run throughout their RSC campaign here in RSC 18. Undefeated, not losing a single series, and capping it off with a perfect sweep at the final stop here on this tour. What a series, what a season for them, and especially for this Rash franchise, Blake. I mean, I can hear Blaze in the background celebrating, but what a season for, this team, for this franchise. A new franchise is coming up into the league this season, already finding success in multiple tiers, and they have their first trophy. The post-series stats here on your screen, but no one cares about the post-series stats. Let's take a look at your series MVP.
For me, there's only one person it can be, and it has to go to Leighton, scoring 2 goals, and he does get it in the end. 2 goals in the grand final. Only 3, in game 4 to win them the game. The one game which looked like they might have just let get away from them. 8 saves, 4 demos. The stats don't look that impressive from Leighton, but the points just tell you everything. Absolutely brutal everywhere along the field. 18 shots, piled on that pressure in 4 games. Completely deserved.
Okay, well, it is a great day to crown a champion. It's a great day to be a Rash supporter or a Rash manager or a Rash player, because it is the trophy going home to Rash here in the Challenger tier. Let's take a look at the bracket quickly, just to see how this journey started, how this journey ended, and all the amazing moments that we had along the way. It's not quite updated there. I mean, unless they're playing a best of 3 in the grand finals, which, to be honest, given how little sleep I had last night, I would be completely down for. But it was a quick one nonetheless. And, well, Blake, I mean, if we look at this bracket as a whole, what a day it has been here in Challenger. Okay. I don't know.
Sorry, I've been muted. Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
We have had some amazing games on stream today. We have seen some absolute steamrolls as we did in the grand final. We have seen some very close series as we did with Zippy. 2 opposite sides of the coin. We have had everything in between. What an amazing day, as you said, of playoffs, and it ends in a sweep. I mean, for our voices, I'm kind of happy, but at the same time, I'm so sad because that was such an amazing series to watch, and we don't get any more of it.
We don't. I don't know what series you were watching if you thought that was amazing, but it's amazing for one team.
Yeah, of course. I believe that we have been told that our interview will be going. One sec. We have been told who's doing the interview. It looks like
Leighton.
it will be Leighton on the interview. So whereabouts do we do this?
Well, we'll go and get that set up, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes. But yeah, it will be Rash who we will be interviewing. A couple members of that. I don't know if Blaze will be joining us as well, but we'll find out. We'll go and get the interview set up, and we'll be right back in a few minutes. Oh, there we go. Congratulations, bro.
Congratulations.
Thank you, boys. Thank you. Yeah, no worries. I'll give it to you.
Is it just you, or is the rest of them joining us as well?
I don't know. I thought the whole team was joining.
I was gonna say, yeah, Blaze joined, and I was like, Flair got told or something, and said it was just you. But if we get everyone in,
Yeah, Tank put a message in chat saying, "Bro, let us join."
Oh, right, congrats, guys. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are we getting Strafe as well?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's AGM, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's AGM.
Okay. That's good, Strafe.
That's good.
Right, on stream. Oh, okay. Good thing I didn't say anything I shouldn't. Okay, well, welcome back everybody to the RSC, and we're here with our challenger champions in Rash Zippy, and it is absolutely wonderful to call these guys champions after the amazing season that they have had. And it's very rare you get a season where a team goes undefeated across the entire of league play and the entire of playoffs. But I mean, guys, how did you do it? I mean, I don't even know where to start here. We'll go to Axelos here. How did it happen? What's the secret?
Well, I think we just played a lot of games together, and we gelled quite well from the start. And yeah, obviously helps when you feel comfortable with each other and can trust each other. So I think that carried us very far, well, all the way today.
Perfect. Well, Blakeos, we'll just sort of go back and forth here. So I'll
yeah, no problem. Leighton, obviously you got the MVP for that grand final, scoring both goals. What's going through your head the moment that ball went in the back of the net?
I was buzzing, bro. I was buzzing. I was so gassed. I was just waiting for that timer to tick down, bro, and just finish that game.
Wow, no, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, and no, you guys played an amazing season throughout. I mean, I'll let you fire the question to your brother afterwards, Blake. But I mean, over to Tank here. Tank, second trophy for you here. I know it's second for Axelos as well. I mean, you've done it before. What's the difference between the last time you did it and this time, and how have you changed as a player since then?
Nothing, bro. These are my boys. I like playing with them, and we don't lose in it.
That's too nonchalant, bro.
I see.
Okay, right, no worries. Well, Blaze, obviously you was with us for a little bit of that series. Talk us through how your season's been with these guys. Obviously, this is your first trophy as well. you didn't do a lot to get it. But you
saw the players in the interview. Come on.
I can when it's my twin brother. Obviously you guys absolutely smashed up. What are these guys like to play with, like on a real note, like in terms of how did you guys get along, and as a sub, like how did they treat you?
No, when the tier caps were first released, we obviously I did tryouts with Leighton and Axelos, and we cooked it up, we cooked the scene up, and so obviously initially I was supposed there was conversations of me being main roster, and then the tier caps got moved up, and then there was an opportunity for Tank to be in our roster, and then I heard that, and they was like, oh yeah, do you want to find somewhere else like to go to be a main roster player, and I said absolutely not. I said I'm dedicated to this team, I'm here for the ride, and I've carried them ever since. So yeah, no, it's been a real pleasure. I've never seen guys work as hard as this. It's my first full RSC season. Obviously, I had some issues the first time I played RSC 16. I broke my wrist, so it's my first time seeing a season all the way through. So I guess it's technically a 100% win ratio. So so I maintain my unbeaten streak. No, honestly, it's been one of the best 7 weeks of my time playing Rocket League. I've never they've been so friendly, they've been so nice, they picked me up when I was down. It's been a real pleasure.
A real pleasure for the team here, and it's always nice to hear from a sub when it's been well integrated into the team and just made to feel like another member of the team there. But over now to the management, because we've got Strafe here as the AGM of Rash. Now, Strafe, talk me through Rash as a new franchise here coming into the league, right? Obviously, you've got, I believe, what is it, Tenty and Cubby alongside you there? Yeah, it says on the graphic there. I'm an idiot. But yeah, I mean, just how's the franchise been, and what's the process been like? Not just across this tier with this roster, but also across the other tiers as well, and just the whole franchise and yeah.
I think obviously start of the season we're a new franchise, we're getting into it, it's not easy when it's when a new franchise and not many people want to join a new franchise, but we had a couple of people that we knew already, and since it was pre-made it was quite easy, so we're hoping to have a better season next season when it's draft, when it's a bit harder, but finishing third in standings right now, in franchise standings, I don't think it's a bad start for us in the first season. Especially with this Charlie roster, we mainly wanted Axelos, and then we allowed him to build a team around himself, because regardless of who Axelos was going to get, we knew it was going to be a good team, and they just surprised us even more by going unbeaten all season and being invincible. So I don't think any team's ever going to beat this Charlie roster in Charlie, probably. If anyone wants to try it, the team's ready, but with all the other tiers, I think we've done pretty well regardless. I know, obviously, I didn't make it on Thursday to playoffs, and Prospect and Academy had a bad run. But other than that, we've got Master next week, so be ready for that.
I've got to watch Fisher XNZ get a trophy. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's still to come here. But yeah, today a massive victory here for the franchise, and yeah, congratulations to all of you. Blake, have you got any more questions for any of the boys here?
No more questions, guys, but I just wanted to congratulate you all. Obviously, we see how hard you've worked. Absolutely smashed up Challenger this year and deserved champions. So if I could, I would give you a round of applause, but you probably can't hear it. So all I can say is well done, guys.
Just get Blaze to do it, because you can hear from the opposite room through his mic.
I've got noise suppression on, so you can't.
Makes a change. Oh well, no, guys, thank you once again. And before we let you go, if anyone's got any shout outs that they want to give, we go along the team, then feel free to do that. But yeah, a massive congratulations on the trophy, and yeah, great season.
So let's go first.
Well, shout out Cubby for trusting us, letting us build a team, and the other AGMs, Strafe and Tenty, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you next, bro.
What?
You next.
Oh, okay, calm. A shout out to my coaches, Panda and Zixify, and then MTK, yeah, because they should be in the grand final. But yeah, love.
Okay, innit. Shout out to obviously Axelos, Blaze, and Tank, my teammates. Shout out my big my big mentor, Coach Yak. Big up the boy. And thank you to everyone in RSC for making it a great season.
Yeah, so it's me lastly. Big shout outs to Leighton, Tank, Alex Loss. Obviously, these men have helped me the entire season. I've become a better player, a better person because of these men. Big shout outs to everyone who doubted us, including the people who thought we were going to lose against Mistaken. Big shout outs to you. And a big shout outs to everyone who supported us as well. Obviously, be it behind the scenes. Obviously, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, especially with like RSC casting and stuff. And there's a lot that goes on, obviously, inside the org and stuff that not everyone gets to see. So massive shout outs to everyone who's involved in that.
Okay, well, no, thank you so much, guys. It's been absolutely wonderful. Feel free to stay in here. Feel free to hop out, whatever you want, while we close off the show here. But massive congratulations once again. Your Challenger champions, Rash Zippy. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that clap, but there you go. But yeah, Blake, I mean, it's been an incredible playoffs here with one team who's obviously been very dominant. I wonder if we can quickly get that bracket up once again, just and see if it's updated and just have a look at the overall road there. It's still not updated. Never mind. Okay. Rash Zippy winning 2-0 in the grand finals. You heard it here first. But you know what I actually want to have a look at? I want to have a look at the talent predictions and just see how they transpired across the entire. How awful did these end up going? You know what? Is that like ball knowledge from like most people?
Tez and Sticks just didn't trust it.
One.
Yeah, Tez and Sticks just didn't trust the process when it comes to Rash. It's sticking Rash in third, kicking the teeth there. But yeah, the Alpha Surge obviously coming in second. No one really predicted that. Tez had them in third, and that was the highest they were. I think. Even when everyone saw that, they were like, "Oh, that's a little bit high." But props to Alpha Surge for getting as far as they did.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be honest, if I didn't see a random message in prospect discussion yesterday from Dispatch saying he wasn't playing, I probably would have also put DSQ and as the winners. But it is what it is. And ball knowledge, that's what we call it there. But yeah, it's been an incredible day of action here in the Challenger tier. And it's time to do it all again tomorrow for Rival. We kick things off same time, same place here on the main stream and the B stream with our round one of the... is he in a suit and tie and everything? He is. Look at him behind you. Oh well, no, it's it's going to be wonderful. We got Rival tomorrow. Massive thank you to all of our sponsors here: Badass Studios, SpartanWare, HOUSEWORK Media, trophi.ai, and then if you're buying anything in the Rocket League item shop, make sure to pop in code rsc-eu. That's been it from us here in RSC. But like I say, back tomorrow, Rival, and then next week, Elite and Master to close off the season. Hope everyone has a great rest of their evening, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Rival playoffs.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
trophi.ai, an AI Rocket League coach, and it's absolutely crazy what you can do with this. If you've ever heard of ballchasing.com, it's a lot like that, but on steroids.
You can press P and a pro demo will come up, and this is what's so cool and so unique about Trophy, is that this is not seen anywhere else, and it's just a great way to kind of show you how to do a training pack without having to side by side watch a YouTube video.
And this is actually really cool. Training paths. So you basically, you know the skill trees from Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man, Sekiro, you know that sort of games where you have to, you know, get skill points, use them, you unlock new skills. This is sort of very similar, but instead of actually getting skill points, you're actually doing the mechs. And also a cool feature as well, guys, watch this. You can slow it down. You can actually slow-mo it like this. So if you're really struggling, what you need to do, you can actually look for yourself and just have a look at them exact sort of movements that you're doing there. Look, it's really cool. I really like it. And
alongside helping with mechanics, it also has a feature that analyzes any of your saved replays. That way you can see what you're doing well and what you need to improve on. It even has this cool post-game analysis that you can see stats from the game you just played.
Feel like your future's just begun.